I can count
on West Credit.
I can count
on West Credit. Back on Mustangs TV. Hello, fans, and welcome into Williams Stadium on the campus of UW Stone for the Mustangs 2023 season opener versus the visiting Rice Lake Warriors. With Eric Zadowski running the camera and alongside my volunteer colorman and Menomonie superintendent, Dr. Joe Zadowski, I'm Chad Zutter. We'll be bringing you the broadcast here tonight from the Max Sparger press box. Menomonie's matchup versus the Warriors last year was actually a two-day affair. The Thursday night game was postponed right before halftime due to lightning and resumed the next day back in Rice Lake. The Mustangs had 4 chances to punch one in the end zone with under a minute to go, trailing 26-21, but all 4 passes fell incomplete, and the Mustangs lost their opener to start the 22 campaign. Last season, the Mustangs finished 3-7, losing their opening round playoff game to their conference foe, New Richmond, 40-15. The Warriors, on the other hand, finished 9-3 and made it to level 3 of the WIAA Division III playoffs before falling 48-22 to Onalaska. Coming up on our pregame show, sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto and Wisconsin Credit Union, we'll talk with head coach Mike Sins. We'll go over the starting lineups, keys to the game, and we'll get ready for kickoff set for 7 p.m. tonight here from Williams Stadium. We'll be back with Mike Sins after a word from our sponsors. You're watching Mustangs TV.
I can count.
On West
Wisconsin Credit Union.
Now, Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin. Read it.
Wisconsin's.
I can't say it like she can say it.
I lost my words.
Let me just say it in my head one time.
I struggle with this part.
Why is this so hard?
Hard to say, but easy to do business with. Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin Credit.
Sorry, we have to start all over.
Good material here.
Back on Mustangs TV here with the pregame show, sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto. Also, West Wisconsin Credit Union, joining us, head coach for the Mustangs, Mike Sins. Mike, before we talk about your opening game here, let's take us through the offseason. I know, when the season ends a year ago, you as coaches, players, you don't just not worry about football for that whole offseason. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Tell us how your offseason went and kind of what you guys do as a coaching staff for the players in the offseason.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I think people think that once the season's done, you don't do anything until August 1st the next year, and that's definitely not the case. But no, our offseason it's been night and day different than last year. Our attendance has been outstanding. It was during the winter, the spring, and obviously the summer. Every kid's in the weight room every day by 6 a.m. But it was a huge focus for us, but a big part is just the kids buying in. And last year, it wasn't like that totally. And this year, again, we're trying to look forward, and this year's just been a different deal. And I think will pay off for our team as we move forward.
Looking at numbers here for you as an entire program here, pretty good numbers this year, a pretty big incoming freshman class. Tell us about kind of the numbers throughout your entire program here at Menomonie.
Yeah, one of our goals is always to have at least like 10% of your student population. So right now our enrollment is, I think, just a few kids over 1,000, and I think we have 120-ish kids out 9 through 12 for football. So that's a great thing here, and and we even have a smaller junior class. So next year we'll have another big freshman class joining us. This year I think our freshman class is roughly 50-ish, give or take a few. But again, we have a senior class of 21, and those guys have gotten after it. Our sophomore class is a great group too. They were undefeated last year as freshmen, and that's without 2 other guys playing with them because they played up on the varsity. And then our junior class has got a number of good athletes in it too. So they've worked really hard. We have a lot of multi-sport athletes out for football, which we love to see. We want, at our side of the school, we can't have kids specialize and just play one sport or even 2. We need kids playing, hockey, wrestling, basketball, track, baseball, whatever it might be. I know I'm missing some sports, but we want kids to compete, and we need that because we're in the big rivers, we're the smallest school right now for football until Rice Lake comes in next year. You got Hudson, roughly 2,000 kids, and North Memorial, 1,500, 1,600, Chippewa, 1,500 almost. And then River Falls and New Richmond are getting bigger all the time. So being that close to the cities. Their population enrollment goes up every year. So again, we need our best athletes out for multiple sports at Menomonie High School.
Well, you had some time here to kind of see your team last week in a scrimmage. You guys were with Edgar, Regis, and Medford at Medford in your scrimmage. Take us through, as a coaching staff, what you kind of look for in a scrimmage as far as offense, defense, and then how you evaluate players and how the players looked at that scrimmage. Take us through that scrimmage last week.
Yeah, that's a good question, because everybody handles it a little differently. And I think we spent maybe a total of 20 minutes kind of talking about what Regis will run offensively, Edgar, Medford, and what they do defensively. Our big thing is we just want to see what kids are going to come out, fly around, and make plays, whether it's offensively or defensively. And this year we had a couple kids on offense that they didn't even play a snap. Steele Schaefer and Jack Trout didn't play a snap offensively. We know what they can do. Andrew Schaefer, I think, played at center 4 snaps, for each scrimmage. So again, we didn't play a ton of our guys the whole time. Some teams do that, and that's just their philosophy. We just want to make sure that we get our kids at the first game healthy. We did have, I think, 9 or 10 kids that didn't suit up, whether it was injuries or whatnot. So again, I think as the season progresses, we'll look different every week. We'll start getting some guys back from concussions, from hamstrings, whatever it might be.
Now let's finally shift to the opening game here against Rice Lake, a non-conference game, but like you said, next year it will be a conference game. The Rice Lake Warriors, always a good matchup for you guys. Last year was quite an interesting matchup with them, with you guys playing on a Thursday night, getting lightning delayed, having to start the next day. That was probably something you're not going to do a lot in your coaching career, but take us through this Rice Lake team, kind of what to expect from them, early in the season with that opener.
Yeah, Chad, that was the longest game of my life, Thursday night to Friday afternoon, and we had the same officials from the freshman Rice Lake game against Hudson, and they did the varsity. It was not the most enjoyable game to be a part of, to be honest with you, but Rice Lake's always good, and they're one of the top probably 5 teams in Division III in the state. Menomonie and Rice Lake they've had such a good rivalry since. A lot of people probably won't know the name, but when Laverne Pottinger got to Rice Lake, I think in like 96 or 97, Rice Lake kind of turned the corner, and now they've been good ever since he got there. And one of his assistants took over and has just kept it going. So it's a great rivalry. I expect nothing less tonight as far as how hard each team's going to play. And Rice Lake's good. Their fullback is the Stone kid, number 6. He's 6'2", 220, and he started for them 2 years ago on their state runner-up team. And then they had a running back last year at Peters, number 37. He was first-team all-conference as a sophomore. So they've got so many good skill kids. And number 1, last name's Orr, good basketball player too. Again, they have so many good athletes on the perimeter. Their big question mark is going to be O-line, D-line, because they graduated 3 all-conference kids up front. So that's, where games are won and lost. So hopefully we can, on the O-line and D-line, get our guys up to, that's a big part of the game. So we have to play really well on that on the lines.
O-line, D-line, they say the games are usually won in the trenches, so hopefully Menomonie can control that tonight. Really appreciate your time here in the pregame show. We'll see you down the road here on Mustangs TV.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
We'll continue the TMS Tire, Auto, and Wisconsin Credit Union pregame show right after this. Chad Zutter and Joe Zadowski back with you here in the pregame show. We're going to give some time here to go over the starting lineups here for the Menomonie Mustangs as you see it come across the screen there. And then we'll bring Joe into the broadcast here for some keys to the game. But let's start with those starters as you see on the top of your screen. We're going to start with the offensive linemen, the men up front, just as we ended that interview, kind of the men that can control the line of scrimmage here. We'll start by left tackle here, number 65, Drew Gunderson, a 5'11", 225-pound senior. And the left guard, a 5'10", 195-pound senior, number 50, Ethan Schmidt. At center, a 6'1", 290-pound senior, Andrew Schaefer. 3-year starter is Schaefer. 5'11", 235 pounds, a sophomore, number 55, Bryce Shepard. Actually got some starts last year as a freshman on the offensive line. And the right tackle, 5'11", 280-pound senior, number 79, Isaac Eckert. And we'll go right down the line here with the guys out on the perimeter a little bit. Wide receiver, 6'4", 195 pounds. The junior, number 13, Isaac Ellison. The tight end, a 6'3", 190-pound junior, number 11, Brody Thornton. The men in the backfield here, a couple names you're familiar with from last year. Number 20, a 5'8", 175-pound senior, Jack Drought. 5'11", 190-pound senior, number 5, Steele Schaefer. Both of them captains as well, Schaefer and Drought, along with Andrew Schaefer up on the offensive line as well. The fullback, a 5'8", 195-pound junior, number 24, John Higbee. And the man running the huddle, number 9, 6 foot, 190-pound junior, Brady Johnson. Got a few minutes here, maybe before the national anthem here, Joe, with some quick keys to the game here tonight against Rice Lake, against the Mustangs here to open.
Well, Chad, anytime you have an opening game, it's the first time that you put these teams together, and every year there's seniors that are gone, there's guys that are in different positions. So, our guys going to know what they're supposed to do, and that's number one. Do you have 11 guys in the field, or are you using all your timeouts because you don't have enough guys in the field? Then it comes down to ball security. Are you able to take snaps, make handoffs, and all that stuff with ball security? Turnovers a lot of times in the first game of the year can have a huge impact. And then lastly, it comes down to endurance. These guys are still getting into football shape. Now, usually the first game is pretty hot. This is a beautiful night to play. Got a little breeze coming out of the north. Temperature in the low 70s. It is just beautiful. But despite that, it's not just the heat. It's the constant banging. It's the constant sprinting. And which team is going to be able to hold up? You already heard Coach Tins talk about it. It's going to be decided in the line. Can those linemen hold up in the first game of the year? Yeah, we're going to keep it right here. We'll leave the starting lineups here on the screen here through the national anthem. Then we'll get to the kickoff right after this. You're watching Mustangs TV. Chad Zutter, Joe Zanowski back with you here on the broadcast here, Mustangs TV, inaugural year of Mustangs TV. Stay on the broadcast here all year long. You can find the broadcast here on Team One Sports. You can also go to the MenomonieMustangs.com, view the menu item more, and click SDMA live stream. You can download apps on Google Play or App Store on an Apple device, and just search the Huddle TV app by searching Team One Sports. Watch it on your mobile device, computer, laptop, and you can even stream it right through your computer onto your TV if you'd like. I know a lot of people do that as well. So thankful to have all the fans and all the sponsors and watching Mustangs TV here for the 2023 football campaign and also for the entire year. Go ahead, Joe. And Chad, I know you already mentioned it, but we'd just like to thank TMS Tire and Auto and Wisconsin Credit Union. They're sponsoring the pregame show, the halftime show, and the postgame show. We appreciate all the sponsors, and we'll be mentioning them all through tonight. Through these sponsorships, we're able to offer this broadcast free for fans at home, not having to charge fees. A lot of places are starting to do that, subscription fees to watch the broadcast. Our goal this year is to not have any fees.
Menomonie did win the toss. They deferred. Rice Lake will receive the kickoff. officials tonight here, Michael Breed, Wayne Siskin, Brian Hansen, Jeffrey Schmidt, and Scott Tettenham will be your men in stripes here this evening. And should be a good broadcast here, a good ball game. And like you said, Joe, beautiful, beautiful evening here for football. We'll get official time and temp. We're pretty much right on schedule, 6:59 here. And the kicking unit here for Menomonie out to kick off. 70 degrees right now, humidity 48, dew point 49, wind out of the northwest at 6 miles an hour, and we just hit 7 p.m. So, boy, you couldn't be more on time for kickoff here tonight to open this 23 campaign for the Menomonie Mustangs.
Looks like that's Ryan Dingwall getting ready to kick off for the Mustangs. Ryan's been with the program now. He's a senior, and he's got quite a leg, so it'll be interesting to see how deep Ryan's able to get this. Rice Lake's receivers are at about the 10-yard line, so see if Ryan can put it over their heads.
Dingwall will start the season here for the 23 Mustangs. Swing of the right leg.
Oh, a little directional.
Drops at the 30, almost backs up. That's a free ball. Menomonie, I think they were kind of spread. I don't know what Rice Lake was doing, kind of backing away there. That's a free ball, and luckily Rice Lake jumped on it, but that was almost an opportunity for Menomonie to really start a great play to start the season.
I kind of forgot about that. If you think back to last year with Trace and Witt kicking off, the Mustangs did a lot of that directional kicking, and they had a couple that they were able to actually recover on a kick like that. So nice job. I mean, Rice Lake has the ball at their own 31. That's not bad field position from the defensive perspective.
We'll get to some defensive starters here as we see this series. Rice Lake in their single back wing on both right and left, split out far side. Schaefer up front, Erickson, Higbee, the ends, and we'll have a flag right to start this ball game, and I think that's going to be too early movement on the Warriors. And if you notice one thing here, Joe, basketball, the light color jerseys always at home, white or gray or whatever your light color is, and darks on the road. It's the opposite in football, but the reason you see Menomonie in their home or road whites here tonight, some uniform issues here throughout the area, not just causing problems for Menomonie, but a lot of BRC schools, some uniform backlogs have caused some teams to they got to get creative with uniforms right now. So that's why you're not seeing the traditional maroon home uniforms here tonight.
I was talking to Joe Kais. It's like NFL Thursday night color rush.
Run up the middle there. Ball carrier was tackled a little farther down. I think that was an early whistle there.
I heard something. I'm not quite sure what that was all about.
Connor Duran with the actual carry, and I think the officials are coming together. The misdirection not only fooled a few Menomonie players, also fooled the officials. You saw two guys getting tackled on the play.
Well, if the whistle blew, really, the ball should be dead where it was at the time the whistle blew. They might just put it down where the play ended and call it a day.
Yeah, I think that's what head coach Dan Hill in his 17th season here for the Warriors just getting explained to him at the moment. But, yeah, that was it's the first game for the players, also the first game for the officials.
Well, and I had 6 points on the board for the Mustangs. It's the first game for the broadcasters, too. Working this scoreboard is going to be fun, but we'll see what they decide to do. I think they got to put the ball down right there and count that down.
Yeah, for statistics purposes, who gets the actual carry. And, this is an interesting dilemma here that the officials are going to have to figure out. And it looks like officially it's going to be about a 1 yard gain.
I still see first down, though, on the down marker.
Yeah, you're right. They still have first down up there. It says 2nd and 15 here on the scoreboard. However, it's first down on the yard marker just on the top of your screen there if you can see it.
And there's an official right by the down marker, so I'm thinking that they're just going to replay the play.
The old do-over.
Okay, here we go.
So still waiting for that first play here without a whistle or a flag. And
opening night.
Rice Lake on a way, pitch out near side. Trying to get the edge there is going to be Duran. He gets up about 5 yards, maybe make it 6. Gets back just past the original line of scrimmage. Make it about a 2nd and 10 or 9. This looks like a 2nd and 10.
Well, and Steele Schaefer came up. He's playing inside linebacker there, and he came across the field and made a real nice tackle on that sweep. He covers so much ground. Not only is he valuable in the offensive backfield, but this year he's going to be playing inside linebacker. Last year he was more out on the edge.
I see the linebackers here, 26, Anthony Sacre, 5, Steele Schaefer, 44, Cole Smiskey, Brody Thornton, number 11.
And now the clock stopped again. I wonder what that's all about.
Now they're making sure the down's right. I see the officials here near side signal 2, so it is 2nd and 10. Corners, Jack Drought, Walker Ferguson. Ocean, far side, right up the middle. That's going to be, I believe, number 37, Peters with the carry.
Yeah, nice job by Brody Thornton coming in off the left edge. Again, Brody saw some time last year as a sophomore, and as a junior, I know there's big expectations for him.
Back in the safety positions here for Menomonie, number 1, Brady Goodman. He saw a good amount of time last year, not only on special teams, but in the defensive backfield as well. Ray Pember was a starter last year for the Mustangs. He's back in that same spot here for the Mustangs, the junior this season.
If anybody wants to look at a roster, it is available in the program description here in the live stream. All the rosters are online, digital rosters this year.
Under center on this 3rd and 7. Drops back to pass, a lot of time, and wide open, caught up the top there by Zach Orr. That's enough for a first down, make it about a 10-yard pickup. Coverage there was Jack Drought. We'll see multiple players here from Menomonie actually playing 2 ways. Jack Drought, Steele Schaefer, Andrew Schaefer, Isaac Eckert. Quite a few guys. John Higby, another guy. You got about 4 or 5 guys. Not every offensive and defensive series, but they're going to play both ways here multiple times throughout this game.
Nice play design by Rice Lake. Zach Orr is one of their best athletes. They got him one-on-one against Jack Drought. Nice throw and catch for a first down.
Keeper by Peters. Doesn't do anything. Menomonie was not fooled. Smiskey, one of the guys, also Ferguson in on the tackle as well. And looks like we're going to have I believe, an injury timeout here early on here for the Mustangs. I'll give us time to thank our timeout sponsor, and that being, Dairy State Bank. If you spent the summer putting off home improvements, don't worry. Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with financing. For more information, visit dairystatebank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Chad, thinking back to last year's game, kind of a similar start in some ways. That Menomonie was doing a pretty good job, bottling up the run, but then just a couple real big plays. I don't think Rice Lake was able to get much yardage on most of their plays, but they were able to get the big plays, and those big plays led to scores. So defense is doing a good job on 1st and 2nd down. The question is going to be, can they get them off the field on 3rd and 4th down?
Anthony Sacre was off the field on his own accord, which is always good to see. I'll have to check in to see who replaced him here in a second. 2nd and 10 here for the Warriors. Early in this first quarter, 9 minutes remain. Drop back off of the play action, looking for Orr up top. He's got Drought beat. Orr caught at the 15, taken down at about the 10, and just a post pattern right down the middle. Zach Orr has been a challenge here early on for the Mustangs. He's got 2 catches for about 45 yards thus far, and that will put the Warriors into the red zone.
Yeah, they're going to have to somehow bracket him. He's one of the best athletes on the field, heck of a basketball player, and if he's going to be one-on-one against the defensive backs for the Mustangs, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, that play action obviously drew in the safeties enough to get him beyond them, and got the big play there from Zach Orr. I should say from Coons to Zach Orr. So 1st and 10 at the 12 here. Rice Lake can still get a first down without scoring. That'll be the keeper there by Coons, and he'll pick up about 3 yards right down to the 9. Make it 2nd and 7 here for the Warriors.
Nice job there by Walker Ferguson coming up from the defensive backfield, playing corner on the right side, the left side of the defense, and he had the initial hit, and then Steele Schaefer came in and cleaned him up.
Mustangs trying to hold tight here, according to the Rice Lake radio man. It doesn't sound like they have much of a kicking game, so this is no doubt 4-down territory here for the Warriors. Mustangs, chance to try to keep them out. Motion. And they'll go right up top, or I should say right up the middle there. I believe that was Duran with the carry. Correction, make that Peters with the carry. And he maybe picks up a yard or two. It's to be about 3rd and 5.
I think that was Ben Helminski on the stop. Nice job there by the junior.
Number 66 will come in as nose guard. Schaefer also in there now. And you see Zach Orr all alone out top there with Jack Trout. No help at all on this 3rd and 5. We'll see what Rice Lake draws up the Warriors. They're going to stake with Easton Stone up the middle. I think he's got a first down, no touchdown, but that's going to be a new set of downs here for the Warriors at about the 1.5.
Well, I accidentally had 3rd and goal. I guess they can still get a first down. So what are we going to be, about 4th and 1? It's going to be close.
Oh, yeah, he's actually showing up. They're saying first down.
Oh, are they?
They waived the first down marker, got rid of the down markers, just to have the single down marker out there. Is 1st and goal from about the 1.5 here for the Warriors, trying to punch it in on their opening drive of the 2023 campaign.
Well, Easton Stone, their fullback, number 6, he's a big boy, heck of an athlete.
Yeah, can't imagine somebody's going to take the ball other than him at this point. And it was Easton Stone right up the middle, and he is in the end zone with 6:27 remaining here in this first quarter. Easton Stone with a 2-yard touchdown run.
Well, the story of that drive, Chad, was the Mustangs just not able to get the stop in the passing game. A couple real nice passes to Zach Orr, and there you go.
Yeah, 3rd down conversions. Two of those, and one obviously a pretty big play as well. And now, just as the Rice Lake radio man said, we won't probably see a lot of PAT tries from this Warriors team. It'll be mostly 2-point conversions. That's what we see here. Stone behind Coons under center. And Stone is going to keep it right up the middle, and he is stopped short, so the 2-point conversion, no good.
Great job by the defense. That was good team tackling there. Team pursuit, I think, is what the coaches like to call that.
6:27 remaining here after the 2-yard touchdown run by Stone. And the Mustangs, chance to get on offense here for the first time. We'll see them. Returners will be Schaefer, Drought, and Hoff back to receive here for the Mustangs.
Well, we have a nice crowd here tonight. Beautiful night. It's good to see the student section. A lot of the students back getting ready for school here. We had new teachers in the district this week. The rest of the staff will be in next week, and then the students the week after. And I think the theme for the student section tonight is Hawaiian night, and a lot of Hawaiian shirts and hats, and looks like they're having a good time so far.
Well, there's a lot of color over there, Joe.
Yeah, there is.
Question. Lots and lots of color.
I think there's a cameraman down there from one of the local news stations. They were giving him a pretty good cheer to try to get on the news.
Easton Stone will kick it away here for the Warriors. And it will be Drought and Schaefer back to receive. Hoff, one of the up backs as well. I believe that's Higbee, the other one.
And the keys of the game, we were talking about endurance and, first game of the year, having to play 4 quarters. And Drought and Schaefer, they've been on the field for every play so far, I think, including kickoff, defense, and now kick return.
Schaefer will take it at the 15, kind of a bullet kick to him. He's got some room to the left near side, and it's taken down at about the 35. Got to remember that drive for the Warriors started at the 30. Menomonie starts theirs on their own 35. They got to go just a touch shorter. Here do the Mustangs.
Well, the Mustangs are going to have a new quarterback this year. Trayson Witt took almost every single snap last year, the senior quarterback for last year's squad. And Brady Johnson, he's going to be starting at quarterback, number 9. Brady, also a basketball player, real accomplished. A nice job in the spring with the group that played 7-on-7, went around the country, and see what the Mustangs can do here on offense.
Kane Johnson split out right behind the quarterback. Johnson is Drought. He'll get the first carry with Higbee leading the charge. About a 3-yard gain. Almost make it 4, I would say, to the 39-yard line. And here comes Schaefer, and that's what head coach for the Mustangs, Mike Sin said in his third year, you'll see Schaefer and Drought pretty much rotate in. So it'll be them as tailback the majority of the game. Tight set, double tight end. And Schaefer will take it, tries to bounce inside. A nice job to avoid the tackle for loss and picks up 3. And here comes number 13, Isaac Ellison. Also Goodman checking into the game.
Well, on the first drive, Rice Lake was able to convert their third downs. Now see if the Mustangs offense can hold serve.
So a 3rd and 4 here with under 6 to go in this first quarter. We'll get you some scores from around the Big Rivers. There are 3 other Big Rivers teams playing tonight. The point of beginning out of town scoreboard when we get to that. Lots of time for him to throw, that being Johnson, and Ellison will catch it, but a great tackle just as he caught it short of that first down by Connor Durand. Eliminates Mustangs being able to move that chains. I mean, Ellison just has to almost fall forward or just scoot ahead a little bit, and he's got a first down, but Durand would not let him move.
That was a really long throw all the way from really the left side of the high school hash all the way to the right sidelines, and that ball just kind of hung in the air. Isaac was waiting for it, and by the time he caught it, the defender was right on him.
So Mustangs going for it, 4th and 1 here. See if they try to draw him off early. They're going to go for it, right? With Higbee up the middle, he'll pick up the first down with a couple-yard gain, needed 1. So a first down there. Our sponsor on first downs this season, Schuler Insurance Agency. Hopefully get to say his agency a few more times on this drive as the Mustangs move the chains here with their first down of the season.
Well, a little bit of a gutsy call in your own territory there, going for it on 4th down. And, you know, the Mustangs have had a lot of success over the years with the fullback and short yardage situation, and John Higbee just carried the torch there, picking up the first down of the season.
Drought will take it off tackle right side. His cut back. He's got a lane, breaks a couple tackles. A big gainer, 13 yards into Rice Lake territory. Another Schuler Insurance Agency. First down here for the Mustangs.
Getting a pretty good push up front by those linemen, and I know that's one thing that, you know, you want to look at early is can you get that push? And, you know, coming into the game, Coach Sins in the pregame interview said that Rice Lake definitely had some changeovers in their line, and right now the Mustangs offensive line off to a good start.
We're going to go shotgun formation here. Trips to the left here for Johnson. Schaefer, the center, will snap it. Cuts it to Goodman. Correction. Yeah, make that Goodman. He'll break a tackle. He's got some room. Tony's got one guy to beat over to the corner, and he does. A 41-yard pass and catch from Johnson to Goodman, and the Mustangs on the board.
Well, Chad, that's our first Kai's Chevytown touchdown of the season. Thank you to Kai's Chevrolet, BYC Kai's for the best buys. And nice pass there from Johnson to Goodman. And they like to talk about the yak, yards after catch. And Brady Goodman really had some sweet moves to get himself into the end zone.
So Mustangs will try the PAT. Goodman, who just scored the touchdown, he's also the holder here for the Mustangs. And Higbee is going to, not Higbee. Dingwall is going to try to give the Mustangs a 1-point lead. Swing of the right legs. That's through the uprights. Dingwall kick is good, and the Mustangs lead 7-0 here with 3:18 remaining in this first half. A nice drive there by the Mustangs. They answered after the Warriors put one in the end zone on their opening drive, and we saw Goodman break a couple tackles and then kind of open up the speed all the way to the corner and beat a quickie or to the corner of the end zone there.
Well, last year we talked a little bit about it. You know, as an offense, you either want to get horizontal spread or vertical spread against the defense. And that time, the Mustangs really spread them horizontally with those trips receivers to the left. And when you have Goodman, Ellison, and Thornton, and then at tight end you have Charlie Barron, you have 4 very capable receivers, 4 very good athletes, and that was very, very encouraging. But it still goes back to that 4th and short fullback dive where John Higbee picked up the first down. Nice team offense there, and a good start for the Menomonie Mustangs.
So Dingwall will kick it away again here for the Mustangs. If you like offense, you like the start of this game. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns.
And still 3 minutes on the board.
Still some time left in this first quarter. Dingwall, a good kick this time, all the way down to about the 12-yard line. Wide open right up the middle. And a nice gainer there for Connor Duran. Good starting field position here, just short of the 40 for the Warriors.
Chad, you mentioned the out-of-town scoreboard, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up our ticker. We don't have the scores yet, but Point of Beginning is sponsoring the out-of-town scoreboard this year. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, North is going to be playing at La Crosse Central tonight. Wisconsin Rapids at River Falls. Marshfield is at Hudson.
Yeah, and then there's a couple games tomorrow. The BRC, obviously, non-conference action as well. But, yeah, majority of them tonight will be playing right up the middle there with the couple-yard run is going to be Lucas Peters. We've seen him carry the ball quite a bit here in this first quarter. Also Connor Durand, and then the big man Easton Stone sometimes lines up at tight end, sometimes in the backfield. He's the short yardage guy. He got the touchdown on the last drive, just a yard and a half outside that end zone. Beautiful evening here for football. Some T-shirts, some long sleeves. No stocking caps. I don't see any stocking caps out yet. A little too nice for that.
Hopefully we're weeks away from that.
A couple more nice weeks here in the fall. Right down the middle, wide open Stone. He's got one guy to beat Jack Drought, and Stone will get tripped up by Drought. Drought almost lost his footing, but Stone was left untouched right down the middle of the seam, and that's a big gainer, about a 54-yarder into red zone territory. Boy, the defensive backfield right now is getting chewed up by this Rice Lake Warriors passing game. They're really struggling keeping those big plays off the docket at the moment.
Well, Menomoni's defense is playing the run so aggressively that Rice Lake's just using a little bit of a play action and able to get those receivers pretty wide open.
At the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Similar to last time the Warriors were in the red zone, they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Connor Duran will pick up about 5. Marked down right past the 7 near the 6. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Ben Helminski on the stop again, number 66. Ben had a real nice year on the sophomore team last year, and now as a junior, getting some pretty good snaps early at the nose guard position.
Minute 20 left here in this first quarter. Clock running here. Stone behind the center, behind the quarterback, Coons. And that's who will take it right up the middle. He's trying to forge forward. Just like last time, I think he picked up a first down without getting in the end zone. He did. And we see Andrew Schaefer running off the sidelines here to help that defensive up front line. Ben Helminski will come off the field.
I'm not sure how many yards Rice Lake has so far here in the first quarter, but 95% of them have come on about 3 plays.
Yeah, they've had a couple big plays here, and their first drive started at the 30. This last drive just short of the 40, so they're over the 100 yards easy as far as total offense here. We got a lot of football left. Under 40 seconds now in this first quarter. We'll most likely see Stone take it, but before that, a little motion here by Rice Lake's going to back them up 5. Let's see if Menomonie can use that miscue by Rice Lake to keep them out of the end zone. A 1st and goal from the 1.5 is pretty hard to stop. A 1st and goal from the 5.5, well, you got a better chance.
Yeah, as an offense, that's a real big mistake. You know, you're right on the doorstep and gives the defense much more of an opportunity.
Let's see if the defense can take advantage of that opportunity. Split out near side here, number 13 here, Brody Lammers. All covered up by Jack Drought. Motion. And they're going to do a counter here, trying to get the edge. He's got Goodman to beat, but I think that one's coming back as well. Touchdown by the Warriors, but there is a flag on the play in the area holding, and that's exactly what it is, folks. Back-to-back penalties here by Rice Lake is going to move them way back away from that end zone, and now Menomonie a real good chance to try to keep Rice Lake out of that end zone.
Well, one of the keys of the game we talked about is, which teams can avoid the mistakes of the first game. And two pretty big mistakes there. Again, ball at the half-yard line, and all of a sudden now you're back by the 20.
Yeah, I mean, you're first and goal. You're almost out of the red zone. And, we're marked at about the 14-yard line here.
But the way Rice Lake is chunking plays, they might be better off with some space.
Yeah,
sometimes they talk about that in the NFL. You get too close to the end zone, it's harder to score. I don't think that's the case here in this high school game.
So, first and goal here after the two penalties for Rice Lake. We're under, I think we got one play left. I think it's 5 seconds it shows up there. Peters got an opening off tackle. He'll almost get in the end zone. Jack Drought tripped him up at the 5. But, yeah, you're right there, Joe. That was a chunk play. And now you're going to have second and goal coming out of this first quarter from about the 3-yard line. And Mustangs defense trying to keep the Warriors out of the end zone. We'll take a break. Be back right after this on Mustangs TV.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry. Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit dairystatebank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Chad Zoder, Joe Zadowski back with you here to start this second quarter. The Warriors have a second and goal from the 3-yard line, and as you see on your screen here, we're moving to the other side of the end zone. And the Mustangs trying to keep the Warriors out of the end zone. Stone scored last time they were down in this area with the 2-yard touchdown run, and I'm guessing we're going to see more of Stone on these short yardage plays, but he's actually lined up at a tight end. Lucas Peters is the guy behind the quarterback, Kuntz. We'll see what Rice Lake draws up here. Peters is going to get it right side. He stood up, but he'll bounce off that tackle into the end zone. 3-yard touchdown run there by Lucas Peters gives Rice Lake the lead back.
Well, just a nice job there by Rice Lake. They had a couple mistakes, those two penalties, but they were able to really dig down, and when it came time to make a play, they made them. So, nice job, 12-7, Rice Lake Warriors, beginning of the second quarter.
And they will go for 2 here. Not much of a kicking game, we were told by the Rice Lake radio man. So, they will always line up for 2 here, will the Warriors. Coons rolls to his right, looking for a receiver. Do have a flag on the play. Pass incomplete. We will wait to see the call. It's either no good on the conversion try or another attempt after the incomplete pass. We'll wait from the white hat for the official call. Rice Lake is out on the field still, but it's not going to matter. So they will decline that, will the Mustangs, unless that was a pre-snap penalty.
I think it was a pre-snap legal procedure.
So a pre-snap penalty will give Rice Lake actually another chance here for the 2-point conversion. Either the whistle was late or not loud enough to stop play. Well, Rice Lake will run another play here, trying to get 14 on the board as opposed to 12. So Coons under center. Behind him, Peters. You got 2 guys split out. Orr also split out there on the left side. They're going to go to Orr in the corner, trying to jump ball him. Good coverage that time by number 10, Walker Ferguson. And that pass incomplete. No good on their 2-point try. So Rice Lake 0 for 2 now on their 2-point tries. And the Mustangs a chance to try to put together another drive and punch one in the end zone again to retake the lead.
One of the challenges of having so many guys playing both ways is, defensive coordinator over there, Juke Price, he gets a chance to talk to some of the defensive guys, but when you look at Steele Schaefer and Jack Drought and some of these other guys that are going both ways, you don't really get a chance to talk to them, unless you have a break. So they're going to have to make some adjustments. Right now, Rice Lake is keeping that defense off balance, using the aggressiveness against them a little bit, and Mustangs are going to have to figure out how to stop some of those passes.
Yeah, those big plays definitely been the detriment here of the Mustangs defense. Though thus far, they've already allowed, 2 or 3 plays over 25 yards. And, those big chunks hurt, and big reason Rice Lake's up 12-7 at the moment. Still a lot of football left to play. Just started this second quarter.
And it's the first game of the year, trying to figure out responsibilities and, making sure the guys read their keys quickly and all that stuff. They'll get them coached up.
So kicking off will be Easton Stone. Schaefer and Drought back to receive. This one will be a line drive right to Drought. He'll take it near side, trying to set up a wall for him, and almost did, but not quite there. He'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. That's where Menomonie will take over. We saw them on their last drive, a big play here, 41-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Goodman. Some nice blocking, broke a tackle, and Johnson beat Hoare to the corner for Menomonie's first touchdown of the season.
Well, I did see an update on the Chippewa Falls Holman game, and after one period, it looks like it's scoreless. So a little bit different, here in the first period. Well, not all 19 points, but I think it was 3 seconds into the second quarter that the extra touchdown was scored. No points against Chippewa Falls yet for Holman.
Yeah, we've had 3 drives in this game and 3 touchdowns. Pitch outside Schaefer. He's got some room. Past the 30, up to the 35, and falls forward to about the 36-yard line. That's a nice 14-yard gain for a Schuler Insurance Agency first down. And, you talked about it on that touchdown play, Joe, spread out that offense. They spread out the offense there on the little pitch, and that was pretty effective as well. So Menomonie trying to use their speed on the corners. Schaefer able to get the edge there and pick up a big gainer, 14 yards.
And last year we saw Menomonie get some pretty good horizontal spread. Didn't get much vertical spread last year. See what they can do here tonight.
Play action place. Got him open. Barron will catch it at the 50, and I use another nice play, another 14-yard gain. Charlie Barron receives it from Johnson. Johnson, I thought, had Thornton pretty open too deep, and he went with it. Pick your point. They were both open.
Well, and that's the vertical spread I was talking about. You had Thornton at the deep. You had
Barron short.
Yep.
Or mid, I should say. Yeah.
Yep. And then you also had Higbee running right out of the backfield. So you had 3 levels of vertical spread. Nice job there. Good play call.
Had a lot of options there, did Brady Johnson. Pitch to Schaefer, and he's hitting at about the 40 into Rice Lake territory. Another 10-yard gain, move the chain. Schuler Insurance first down, and boy, Menomonie looks pretty good right now on offense. That's 3 plays and 3 first downs.
I'll tell you, running the scoreboard app for the computer is pretty easy right now because I don't have to change the down and distance. First down.
It's been 1st and 10 the last 3 plays here for the Mustangs, and they're moving the ball pretty easily here on this drive. So under center, Johnson, Higbee, and another Johnson offset to the right, and Drought in the backfield. Higbee will take the dive play right up the middle. He'll get met at the 35, and that's about where they will mark it. 3-yard gain here for the Mustangs. I'd like to thank all our sponsors here. We got throughout the broadcast here, Point of Beginning, who sponsors our scoreboard. Mike Sell Insurance sponsors all our sacks and tackles for loss. Bills Distributing, Dairy State Bank, our timeout sponsor. Syria Benroot Photography, our turnover sponsor. Touchdown sponsor, Kai Chevy Town. First down sponsor, Schuler Insurance. And TMS Tire and Auto and Wisconsin Credit Union. Johnson overthrows Barron in the flat there. He had at least a couple yards, maybe a chance for a first down, and then incompletion will bring up 3rd down here for the Mustangs.
That one there was a little bit of a first game, first varsity experience jitter there. Brady's going to make that pass 99% of the time, and I think he just had too much time to think about it and overshot his receiver. But nice play call, and I'm sure he'll hit that one in the future.
So 3rd and 7 here for the Mustangs. Trips to the left, shotgun for Goodman. Schaefer offset to Johnson's right. A little slant to Ellison, or a little, it almost looked like a wide receiver screen to Ellison, but he tried to run before he caught it in the 4th down here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, again, you got a couple guys that didn't really see time at the varsity level last year, and that time Brady Johnson put it right on Isaac Ellison's numbers, and you called it, Chad. Isaac was looking upfield just a little bit early and ended up dropping the ball. So brings up a 4th down, see if the Mustangs can convert. They definitely have the receivers to do it.
Ellison, Thornton, and Barron split out on that trips to the left. Single near side Goodman. Johnson got a lot of time. He'll roll to the left out of the pocket off his back foot. What a great throw there to Thornton, but good defense and broken up by Duran, the safety here for Rice Lake, and Menomonie will turn it over on downs. That's the first possession of this game where a team didn't score a touchdown.
Well, and after I talked about being so easy to run the scoreboard, it's really easy if you don't update the down and distance, which I didn't that whole entire last 3 plays, so I apologize for that. But, these guys play a lot of 7-on-7. That's the difference between 11-man football and 7-on-7. I think in 7-on-7, Thornton probably catches that ball, but, boy, he took a pretty good hit and just wasn't able to hang on.
So Rice Lake takes over here on their own 35, 1st and 10 for them. 9.5 minutes left to go in this first half. Pitch out to Duran, trying to get the corner. Schaefer's got him, and he'll knock him out of bounds. Boy, nice job there by Schaefer to not let Duran get that corner. He was working hard for it, but Schaefer says no.
Well, Rice Lake tried to get some horizontal spread, but that speed of Steele Schaefer was just too much. And again, the Mustangs have played really solid defense, pretty much 3 out of 4 plays, but it's that 4th out of 4 that's been getting them.
So 2nd and 10 here for Rice Lake. Or split near side here, covered by Ferguson. Comes under center for the Warriors.
Got to believe there's going to be some safety help over on this side.
And taking it to the right side there, Peters. He'll bounce and pick up about 3. That'll make it 3rd and 6, let's say. Picked up 4.
Yeah, they had Orr over here, like you said, locked up all by himself with Ferguson, and Brady Goodman was back there at the safety position, and he did a good job reading his keys. I think Rice Lake's probably got to like that lineup, though, see if they put it out there again.
I've seen Ferguson kind of match up with Orr here. We saw Jack Drought matched up with him to start this game, and since then it's been Ferguson on him. Counter, right side. Duran's going to have a 1st down and more. Past the 50-yard marker and into Mustangs territory. That's enough for a 1st down here for the Warriors. Mustangs defense still looking for their first stop.
Well, that time it wasn't so much about vertical or horizontal spread. That time it was about timing and mixing up the timing. They had 2 guys go through. They had the initial fake and then, like you said, a little bit of a counter action, and nice job there by Rice Lake coaching staff mixing it up.
So Peters behind Coons. 2 wings here in a split. Far side, that being Orr up top. We're going to go back to Peters right up the middle. Didn't fool any of the Mustangs this time. Higbee in on that one. I think Max Erickson is well in on that. And that's a no-gainer here. Still looking for our first Mike Sell Insurance sack or tackle for loss. Let's hope we can get it soon here. That's close. That was a no-gainer. We're in the ballpark there.
Yeah, real nice play there.
Well, 2nd and 10 here for the Warriors.
And again, the Mustangs have been pretty darn stout on 1st down.
Right up the middle to Peters again.
He
actually, he kept it, did Coons. And he breaks a couple tackles. He's got to work hard there to get 3. And finally the whistle blows. I think the officials almost whistled early again there, but did a good job of holding that and letting the play kind of play out. Because I was fooled a little bit as well on that one. And that'll make it 3rd and 5 here for the Warriors.
Yeah, that was a nice fake, and Ray Pember had him. I think he had him by his shoestring and just wasn't able to hold on, but Again, good team pursuit from the Mustangs defensive unit. Not letting them slip away.
Evan Strand now split near side here for the Warriors. Motion by Duran. And he's going to go back to his original spot, and they're going to reset. And I think head coach Dan Hill is going to use a timeout here as the play clock was coming down. And with 6:25 remaining here, Rice Lake 12, Menomonie 7. And we'll take a break here on Mustangs TV.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit DairyStateBank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Back with you here from Williams Stadium. Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski, 6:25 remains, 3rd and 5 here for the Warriors. Mustangs looking to get their first defensive stop here and get the Warriors off the field. We're going to have a play out near side. Nice job there by Pember to stay with it. That's going to be a couple yard gain, but he needed 5, did the quarterback Kuhn, so it's going to be a 4th and 3. Let's say a long 3 or a short 4 here, and Rice Lake, I'm guessing, is going to probably stay on the field and go for this. Kind of in no man's land at the moment.
Yeah, nice job also by linebacker Cole Smiskey, came up and helped make that tackle. Good flow from the Mustangs defense.
We see in there Kane Johnson as well on the near side is checked in here as linebacker. One of the outside backers, Kane Johnson. So big down here, big 4th and 4 here for the Warriors. Go right up the middle, and I think he just missed it here. And just short was number 37, Lucas Peters. And that's a turnover on downs. Our turnover sponsor, Siri Benrud. This Mustangs turnover is sponsored by Siri Benrud Photography. Contact Siri to create memories that last a lifetime. So a turnover on downs here for Rice Lake, and the Mustangs defense finally gets those stops that they wanted and a chance to retake the lead here offensively. And we saw that last drive, Joe, 3 consecutive first downs, and they kind of got stopped in their tracks by some drop balls. Let's see if that offense can get clicking again. Jack Trout, left side, bounces off a tackler. He'll roll forward near midfield up to the 47-yard line. A nice gainer here. Make it 2nd and 3.
Well, it's so nice when you have 2 running backs like Jack Trout and Steele Schaefer. Both those guys have had a lot of carries. They're both senior leaders on this team. And, to be able to switch those 2 guys in and out is really a benefit, especially when you have a first-year quarterback.
Schaefer in there now. Trout will come to the bench here for this play. And Schaefer will take the pitch right side. He's got enough for a first down, and he won't get hit until about 5-6 yards past the line of scrimmage. Great hole there by the offensive line. Right side, Isaac Eckert, Bryce Shepard opening up that hole there on the cutback for Schaefer.
Yeah, Ethan Schmidt was 10 yards down the field, and when your offensive linemen are getting that kind of depth, you know you're in pretty good shape.
A great job there by the O-line to really open up the hole here for the Mustangs. So 1st and 10 here. almost into Warriors territory. Depends on where Schaefer picks up that football. Little trap play to Goodman, trying to cut it right up the middle. Nice job there by Goodman. He picks up a first down. You know, that was a great job. Goodman could have tried to scoot outside there a little bit, but he went up the middle, and that Schuler Insurance Agency first down there by Goodman was just a great job of reading where the offense was going to take you there, and did a good job of taking that 10-yard gain and turning it into a first down.
Yeah, a little bit of a change up there by the Mustangs offense. Good job changing the pace.
Pitch to Schaefer trying to get the corner, and Easton Stone just hammers him along with Zach Orr in on the tackle. That's a 3-yard loss, maybe even a 4-yard loss. Easton Stone came in untouched there, and boy, oh boy, that was not a play Menomonie wants to see again.
No, I think that might have been a missed assignment there. You know, those up-backs, their first responsibility is to make sure no one's coming inside. And I think our up-backs were getting a little aggressive getting down the field that time.
So I'll put the Mustangs in a shotgun formation. Trips to the right. Same three guys we've seen before, Thornton, Ellison, and Barron. Goodman split a one, and nice screen play to Drought. He's got all kinds of room. We'll have a first down and more. Great call by the offensive coordinator there, Dave Schmitz. Rice Lake was totally fooled on that. Easily enough for a first down, almost a 20-yard gain down to the 21-yard line.
Well, we talked about changing pace, and you could see one of the Rice Lake linemen, he was walking back with his hands on his head. He knew that he got duped on that, and you know that's why you run those plays. It'll keep those linemen back a little bit. They start getting ahead of steam, and all of a sudden you throw a screen, and they're going to think twice about coming up the field.
I'll give the Schuler Insurance first down here to the Mustangs. Pitch to Schaefer, cut it up, and he's got another Schuler Insurance Agency first down to the 10-yard line. That'll be first and goal here for the Mustangs. It looks like Kane Johnson down on the play as well. It appears to be probably just cramps. He's in that position that you normally have when the player gets cramps. So hopefully Kane Johnson will be all right. And that's something we also see early in the season as well. You talk about football shape, Joe. That's sometimes what happens. Those cramps early on in a ball game. So this timeout sponsored here by Dairy State Bank and Bills Distributing. We'll take a break here on Mustangs TV. Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you. Kane Johnson was able to get off the field on his own accord, and again appears to be just probably a cramp of some sort, something common early on in football season. No question we'll see that again here early on, especially when you get these August 75-degree days. So just under 2.5 to go as the clock is ticking here for the Mustangs. First and goal from the 10 here for Menomonie. Trying to take the lead against the Warriors in this non-conference game. Jack Drought hit in the backfield. He'll be tackled for a 1-yard loss. Nice hit there by Zach Orr. That'll make it second and goal from the 11 here for Menomonie.
I think that was Ryan Dingwall playing up back on that block, and he had some really good initial contact, but he just wasn't able to sustain it. And once the guy got off the block, just too many defenders for Jack Drought to avoid. So, did he lose a yard on that one, Chad?
Yeah, he lost a yard there, and Menomonie with 1:46 left.
They're not
taking a long
rush.
time to get. They got 3 timeouts left. I was just going to look at their timeout condition. If they want to they might even use one here. I'm guessing they don't really. I'm guessing they're just going to let the clock run and then just burn a timeout. That looks like what's going to be here from head coach Mike Sins, and he will use his timeout. So we'll take a break as well. We'll be back on Mustangs TV right after this.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit dairystatebank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Chad Zutter, Joe Zanowski back with you here from UW Stout Williams Stadium. Minute 28, I believe. Yes, minute 28 left on the clock. 12-7 Rice Lake over Menomonie here. Mustangs in the red zone. Joe, coming out of this timeout, what do you expect here on this second and goal from the 11?
Well, I think the Mustangs have a pretty good passing attack and the way they can spread that field. But I'll tell you what, Chad, the Mustangs are in a pretty good spot right now. If they can score here at the end of the first half, they're going to get that double dip opportunity because they won the toss, they deferred, kicked off to start the game, so they're going to get the ball to start the second half. But it's really critical here they're able to put this ball in the end zone.
Hey, you're right. Ryan Dingwall in there as one of the upbacks here for Menomonie. Brady Johnson under center, Schaefer the tailback. We're going to run a little end around here with Charlie Barron. He's got some room, and that's going to be a penalty as Barron gets just down to the 1 yard line, but I think that's going to be an illegal chop block. Nope, they're going to say hold on Menomonie here, so that will bring the Mustangs back. And instead of second and 11, or second and goal from the 11, it'll be second and goal from about the 21 here. So it's makes it a little more difficult. But you just talked about it, Joe, about their passing attack. Here's an opportunity to use it right here. Might see some. Yep, there you see Brady Goodman coming in.
Isaac Ellison, number 13.
Ellison, Brody Thornton in the game as well. So it looks like they're going to spread it out here a little bit potentially for the quarterback, Brady Johnson. So it'll be Barron and Thornton and Ellison split to the left, and Goodman near side on the bottom of your screen. Johnson in the shotgun, offset to his left there, Jack Drought, a little in route there on Thornton. He'll pick up just a couple, maybe 5 yards down to the 15. Clock still running, minute 12, plenty of time here for the Mustangs. They still have 2 timeouts left as well. And here comes Kane Johnson and Higbee into the game. So Schaefer running the play in.
So third and goal from about the 15. You still probably have 2 shots at this. I mean, Dingwall's got a good leg, but if you can get this thing close, you wouldn't surprise to see him going.
I'm guessing down. If it's within the 5 yard line, maybe go for it. Outside of that, maybe try to take the 3, especially when you get the ball at the start of the second half. But we will see here. And it's going to be a timeout here by head coach Dan Hill for the Warriors. Good use of his timeout as well. So 37 seconds remain here. Menominee's got a 3rd and 15. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back right after this on Mustangs TV. Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from Williams Stadium on the campus of UW Stout. Mustangs got a 3rd and 15, or excuse me, a 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line. There's 37 seconds left. Menomonie still has 2 timeouts left, and we'll see if they can get it in the end zone. If they don't on this play, it'll be a coaching decision what you want to do here to end this half. Try to take the 3 or go for the touchdown, but maybe Menomonie won't have to make that decision. We'll see. Goodman in the shotgun, looking to his right. Got plenty of time. Lobs it right side. Up top, touchdown. Caught by Ellison. A great pass and catch. Isaac Ellison gives the Mustangs the lead here with the Kai Chevytown touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a beautiful pass by Brady Johnson, but an even better catch by Isaac Ellison. And the last series, Johnson had a bad pass, Ellison had a drop. Well, this time the 2 juniors connected, and that's a big Kai Chevytown touchdown.
So that'll make it 13-7 here, Mustangs, with 30 seconds left. And Dingwall will try to make it 14-7. Had a good game thus far. Lots of big plays. Good offense. No turnovers yet, other than a turnover on downs. And Dingwall PAT is good. And a great opportunity here for the Mustangs with just 30 seconds left. Rice Lake going to be quite difficult to put points up on the board here in 30 seconds. But like you talked about just before that timeout by head coach Dan Hiljo, they got a chance here, the Mustangs, to kind of double dip. They get the ball here to start the second half. You just punched one in at the end of this first half. Great opportunity for Menomonie to really maybe even take control of the game a little bit to start the second half.
Well, if you have a squib kick or some sort of safe kick where you're not going to give them an opportunity to run it back, now is the time to use it, because Rice Lake has shown they have some pretty good athletes. But, yeah, that was a really big play there. Beautiful pass, beautiful catch, and getting to halftime with a lead in the opening game is a pretty good accomplishment, especially if you have the ball coming out in the third quarter. Two good teams, though, and these guys are sure playing hard.
Well, the Mustangs defense got their first stop last time here on this last possession, I should say, by Rice Lake on a stop on a 4th and 5.
Well, Chad, I'm looking forward to our halftime show sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto and Wisconsin Credit Union. The new activities director for Menomonie High School, Michelle Guyant-Holloway, is going to be our halftime guest. So that'll be nice to talk to Mrs. GH, as they call her, Michelle Guyant-Holloway. It'll be nice to talk to her a little bit about coming to Menomonie. And she just got on board here at the beginning of August and really hitting the ground running, and she'll be our halftime guest.
So Dingwall will kick it away here for the Mustangs. And just like you said, Joe, a safe kick kind of right to the up back at the 30, and he'll be hit hard there, but bouncing off there was Max Erickson. And that'll make it 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 37-yard line.
Looks like there's 25 seconds left, and we've talked about this. One of those big poles for the field goal kicking net is always right in the way of the tens digit. But, yeah, I think it's 25 seconds left, and Mustangs are going to probably have to go to some sort of prevent defense. And, you know, Rice Lake's down to one timeout, so if they do run a play, you know, some sort of play, get them tackled in bounds. Long way to go.
Yeah, we'll see if Rice Lake just kind of maybe runs some couple dives and goes into halftime. We'll wait to see.
Without much of a kicker, you would think they'd be fairly conservative.
You would sure think, yeah, and that was right.
Oh, there's a hit.
Kept it, but that is, I think, our first, we'll call it a tackle for loss there by Mike Sell Insurance. It may be a half a yard loss there. Our big hit there. Mike Sell Insurance sponsors our sacks and or tackle for losses. And I think we'll say that was our first here of the game. Nice job there by the Mustangs defense. And it looks like that is pretty much going to wrap up this first half. Rice Lake will not run another play, so our halftime score is 14-7. Mustangs over the Warriors. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with our halftime show sponsored by Wisconsin Credit Union and TMS Tire and Auto right after this. You're watching Mustangs TV.
And count.
On West
Wisconsin Credit Union.
Now Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin. Read it.
Wisconsin's.
I can't say it like she can say it.
I lost my words.
Let me just say it in my head one time.
I struggle with this part.
Why is this so hard?
Hard to say, but easy to do business with. Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin Credit.
Sorry, we have to start all over.
Good material here.
Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from the campus of UW Stout Williams Stadium here. And again, your score as you see on the screen, Menomonie 14-12 over Rice Lake. They've hit their 2 PATs, and Rice Lake has failed on both of their 2-point conversions. That's the difference in the ball game here this evening. For now, we'll send it over to Joel for our halftime interview, the new activities director. Call her Mrs. GA, right? Is
GH,
the nickname.
yes.
GH is the nickname. So I will hand her over to Joe for that halftime interview.
Very good. Well, welcome to Mrs. Michelle Guyant-Holloway. Mrs. Guyant-Holloway is our new activities director here at Menomonie High School. And as we were in the second quarter, Mrs. GH, I was talking about how much of a change it's been, and how you've been hitting the ground running starting here in the month of August. Quite the rush, huh?
Yes, rush is definitely the word to use. I'm calling it controlled chaos, and trying to move the family from Menomonie Falls up to Menomonie, Wisconsin here, and getting into the groove of everything, and it's just been great with the support of everyone and from the staffing. That's just been very helpful and very accommodating and flexible with me trying to come in here with 2 weeks before the start of the first home game.
Well, and I had served as an athletic director years ago, and the summer is really busy, especially when you get to the second half of summer. And, for you to come in August, we sure are happy to have someone like you that has experience. And speaking of experience, you have been a coach, you have been an athletic director before. Can you share with the viewers a little bit of your past experience?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, athletics has been part of my life. Fortunate enough, even back in the playing days where I got to play some college basketball, and then really kind of started going into that coaching world from my college coach. He actually encouraged me to do that. So I coached college women's basketball for about 14 years, various places from Dodge City, Kansas, and Northern Michigan University to Shenandoah University out in Virginia. And once I decided that I was kind of done with coaching, moved into the administrative role more full-time. Even as a basketball coach, I was still doing some other administrative duties in the athletic department. So did that full-time at a couple of institutions in Wisconsin here, Mount Mary University, UW Parkside. And then moved to the high school world, wanting to get something a little bit different, new experience, and then finished up just 8 years at Wauwatosa East recently.
So Wauwatosa East, obviously it's a little bit bigger than Menomonie. What about Menomonie has been special for you so far?
It's a community that's very similar to where I coached at in Michigan and in Virginia. And so, my husband and I, we've lived in that type of a community before. My nephew actually just recently graduated here just this past spring from UW Stout. So my sister and I were familiar with it. I had actually a friend back in high school that went to UW Stout, so made some trips out here way back in the day. And it's just an area that, we feel that we can, raise our son and enjoy the things that we like to do outside of the work world. My husband's a big hunter-fisher person, and that's definitely something that you can do around here. We enjoy nature and hiking, and I joke that I got some snowshoes, and we can finally use them now. So
you'll use them up here.
Yeah, it's been a very open and inviting community, even from my interview, and that's where I really want professionally and something to grow and make improvements for the families and the students and the administration and coaches here.
So, again, we're talking with Michelle Guyant-Holloway, the new activities director at Menomonie High School. Am I correct that Mrs. GH is kind of what the kids might call you?
Yeah, when I was a coach, I was Coach GH, so the kids actually was even sometimes they went, oh, Coach OMGH there, and kind of spoofed off of that. Mrs. GH is fine, Miss GH, Miss Holloway. I mean, I know I got to have a complicated name, but at least the people will remember it then.
Oh, that's terrific. So, Michelle, when you come to a football game like this and you see this kind of atmosphere, as an activities director, that's going to make you feel good. What are some of your first impressions here tonight?
Oh, just, even for early game for football with it, starting so many weeks before the start of the school year, I mean, to see, the crowd of the students coming out and supporting their classmates and their teammates out onto the field and, the community support and just seeing, that interest and that, desire to kind of still be part of it, whether if these community members have kids that have graduated from the high school or they're new to the area and they're going to have kids coming into the high school in several years. I think that's really great and that support and being able to have, an outlet for people to be able to come in with all the technology atmosphere that you can do with all the streaming services and stuff. It's really nice to see just some down-to-earth, honest support for your local, program.
Well, I can tell you from my perspective, I'm super excited to have you on board. It was fun dabbling in the activities director duties for about 2 days, but spending the month of July helping to support that was something I had not planned on. And then to have someone with your caliber of expertise, District 7 Activities Director of the Year last year, in your previous post. We're so fortunate to have you in Menomonie. We're really excited about what you bring to us. And I can't let you off the hook too easy. What do you think about the game? So first half football, we get a pretty tight game, 14-12. We get the ball coming out in the third quarter. What'd you see? What do we need to do to win this thing?
Well, I made a comment to Mr. Harmon down there one of the times where we didn't hold the edge right away there, and the running back kind of got an extra few yards because we didn't hold that. So we got to keep holding that edge there on their runs. But we just got to keep on. I think the boys need to just kind of keep getting more confident and playing together out there. And lots of times that first game, that's what you need. But I think we finished that second quarter really strong with us coming out with the ball. I think that's just going to give us a little bit more confidence in our game and knowing that we can stop them. And we got a kicker that's gotten us some extra points, so that's going to might make the difference of the game if it stays close like this.
Well, again, the new activities director, Michelle Guyan-Holloway, Mrs. GH, thank you so much for joining us. Again, welcome to Menomonie, and we look forward to working with you here for a long time to come.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here, and let's go Mustangs.
So that's our halftime interview, again, sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto and Wisconsin Credit Union as part of the halftime show.
Yeah, let's kind of recap how we got to our score right now, 14-12 here, Menomonie over Rice Lake. We saw a lot of offense early in the game here, and first three offensive possessions ended in touchdowns. We started with Rice Lake on their opening drive. A big play there, got them into first down on a pass to their big, I should say not their big, their fast receiver, Zach Orr. Got him in the red zone, and then the Rice Lake Warriors punched in with a 2-yard touchdown run by Easton Stone. The 2-point conversion failed on the run attempt. That made it 6-0. The Mustangs answered right back with 3:18 left in the first half with a big play of their own, a 41-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Goodman. The PAT by Dingwall was good. That made it 7-6 Menomonie at the moment. Ensuing drive by the Rice Lake Warriors right after the completion of the first quarter. First play of the second quarter with 11:57 left on the scoreboard here in the second quarter. Rice Lake, a 3-yard touchdown run by Peters. The pass failed this time on the 2-point conversion attempt. It was 12-7 at that point. Rice Lake with the lead. Menomonie answered
right before halftime, a big 15-yard touchdown pass and catch from Johnson to Ellison. Dingwall's PAT was good. That made it 14-7. Rice Lake just one play ran to end that first half. But again, your score 14-12 here. Menomonie over Rice Lake at the break, and Menomonie does get the ball here to start this second half as they kicked off to begin this game. So Menomonie a good chance here to kind of extend that small margin. Neither team has led by more than 6 points in this game, but Menomonie a chance to do that here if they can score on their opening possession. Take some time to thank our sponsors here that make the broadcast possible. Obviously, you see on your scoreboard, on your video screen there, TMS Tire and Auto, Wisconsin Credit Union. They're a big sponsor of our post-game show, our halftime show, and our pregame show as well. Our first down sponsor, Schuler Insurance Agency. Our touchdown sponsor, Kaj Chevrolet. Our turnover sponsor, Siri Benrud Photography. Our timeout sponsor, Dairy State Bank. And Bills Distributing. Our sack or tackle for loss sponsor, Mike Sell Insurance. And our out-of-town scoreboard, the point of beginning. And I'm not sure if Joe's got it. I see him over on his phone. He's trying to find some other scores. I know he's working on that out-of-town scoreboard. So we're going to get some numbers here, hopefully, from Joe in a moment on that point of beginning out-of-town scoreboard. But for now, we will just take a short break, and we will be back in 30 seconds right after this. You're watching Menomonie Mustangs TV.
I can count.
On West Wisconsin Credit Union.
Now, Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin. Read it.
Wisconsin's.
I can't say it like she can say it.
I lost my words.
Let me just say it in my head one time.
I struggle with this part.
Why is this so hard?
Hard to say, but easy to do business with. Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin Credit.
Sorry, we have to start all over.
Good material here.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit DairyStateBank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
I can count.
On West
Wisconsin Credit Union.
Now, Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin. Read it.
Wisconsin's.
I can't say it like she can say it.
I lost my words.
Let me just say it in my head one time.
I struggle with this part.
Why is this so hard?
Hard to say, but easy to do business with. Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin Credit.
Sorry, we have to start all over.
Good material here.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit DairyStateBank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Chad Zutter, Joe Zanowski back with you here from campus of UW Stout Williams Stadium here. And again, our halftime score 14-12. Menomonie leads Rice Lake here. We got about 3, 4, 5 minutes ballpark here. There's a minute left on the scoreboard before we start the second half, but they always add about 3 to 5 minutes left after that original time goes down. So we will have some more time left here before we begin this second half. But Joe, I know you've been working hard here finding some other scores from around the BRC and non-conference action. Again, our out-of-town scoreboard sponsored by Point of Beginning. What'd you find?
Well, obviously here the Mustangs are leading the Rice Lake Warriors 14-12 at halftime. Some other halftime scores: Chippewa Falls up on Holman 14-0. So after a scoreless first quarter over in Chippewa Falls, the Cardinals scored twice in the second quarter, and they lead Holman 14-0 at halftime.
I got actually an update from Pete Knutson on that. 17-0, he said, Hudson over Holman or Marshfield here at halftime.
I was just getting to that
Oh,
one.
you were?
So,
Okay.
so Chippewa Falls up 14-0, and spoiler alert from Chad.
Yeah.
Hudson
I had it
is
mixed up there.
That's all right. Hudson is. I don't always listen to you either, Chad. Hudson's leading Marshfield 17-0. I believe that's halftime as well. So pretty good defense shown by the Big Rivers in terms of Chippewa Falls shutting out Holman in the first half. Hudson shutting out Marshfield. Menomonie gave up 12 to Rice Lake, but that defense, they played pretty good except for a few big plays. And I got to think at halftime, Coach Price is able to work with some of the guys that are playing both ways and get some of that shored up here in the second half.
Yeah, that we got a couple minutes here before we start this second half. It gives us some time, like you said, Joe, to talk about maybe some halftime adjustments here coaches will make. And obviously early on in the season here, you just want your kids to stay healthy and kind of learn every play, get a little better every play. And
Mustangs defense allowed touchdowns on the first 2 drives of Rice Lake's opening season, but since then have kept them off the scoreboard and got a couple stops there to end that first half. That was improvement, but the big thing here, Menomonie coming out with the ball here to begin this second half, already with a 2-point lead, with a lot of momentum here as they scored a touchdown going into halftime. So if they can put one on the board here to start this second half, really get the momentum here in the Mustangs' favor, and closer to maybe their first victory here of the 2023 campaign. Just kind of a step back in time here. Remember this game last year, obviously at Rice Lake, Menomonie at Rice Lake, one of the more unique football games I've ever been a part of, where Menomonie and Rice Lake were postponed right before halftime. Game eventually called due to lightning, terrible storms coming through the area. Menomonie had to travel back up to Rice Lake the next day, same time to start. There was a freshman football game beforehand that was originally already scheduled, and Rice Lake and Menomonie resumed their varsity game with about just over a half to play in that game, and Menomonie ended up losing 26-21. They had a chance at the end, moved the ball right down in the red zone, 4 incomplete passes. They ended up losing to Rice Lake, but you don't see a lot of football games played over a 2-day period, and that was the case last year in this matchup between Menomonie and Rice Lake. Another news as well, Rice Lake will be coming back to the Big Rivers next year. They've been out of the Big Rivers. I think this is the 3rd year, if I'm correct. Joel, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the 3rd year they've been out of the Big Rivers. 2 or 3, I know. And I'm sure head coach Dan Hill and the Warriors happy to come back in the Big Rivers just for competition alone.
Yeah, I think River Falls was out for 2 years,
Yep.
and now Rice Lake's been out for 2 years, and now next year will be another 2-year cycle, I believe,
Yep.
with North Memorial moving east.
Yes, yeah, big conference changes next year. You're right. It is some very big conference changes. Eau Claire, I'm sure, not real happy with those conference changes. They're going to be over with like DC Everest and Marshfield, I believe. I think it's what it's called, the Wisconsin Valley, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, there's some big conference changes coming next year all throughout the state of Wisconsin. For Menomonie, not a whole lot's going to change in the Big Rivers other than the 2 Eau Claire schools heading out, but I'm sure their non-conference games will be filled up with Big Rivers opponents.
And Chad, I was able to find that score between Wisconsin Rapids and River Falls. River Falls leading 20-7 at halftime. I have not seen a score for Eau Claire North and La Crosse Central. So again, River Falls leading Rapids, Hudson leading Marshfield, Chippewa Falls leading Holman, Menomonie leading Rice Lake. The Big Rivers Conference looking pretty tough so far. And then several games on the slate tomorrow. New Richmond against Medford, Memorial at Logan. Next week's opponent, DeForest, is playing at Wanakee tonight. And then Durand Spring Valley, Independence Gilmington at Boyceville, and then Whitehall at Colfax.
An opening kick here to start this second half goes right out of bounds. Menomonie will have good field position here to begin. It'll be 1st and 10 Menomonie, I believe, at the 35-yard line. Kick out of bounds, and it will go to the 35 here for Menomonie. The 2-point lead here. See Brady Goodman come out to lead the troops.
I'm getting the scoreboard up
working
here.
on getting that scoreboard up here
Just
for...
take me a second here, Chad. I'm almost got it, I think. This one here?
We're working on it. We'll get that guy up here. 1st and 10 Menomonie here. Schaefer behind quarterback Johnson, and Schaefer a nice run here on the near side for an 8-yard gain.
Schaefer the ball carrier. Stop made by Durand.
2nd and 2 here for Menomonie. I'll still work on that, getting that scoreboard up here for the broadcast here. It might have disappeared here, I think but we'll get that up here shortly. Brady Johnson under center will hand it off to Higbee. He should have enough for a first down. That will be a Schuler Insurance first down here for the Mustangs. 1st and 10 here for the Mustangs, right past the 45. able to move the chains here to begin this third quarter. Under center. Johnson will pitch it near side to Schaefer. Schaefer is going to take her near midfield, be tackled at the 49. We see somebody coming off there, number 55, Bryce Shepard. I think he has got a uniform or helmet issue there. So we'll have to have somebody replace him here shortly. And he will get a helmet, and Shepard will come right back in. Good job there by Bryce Shepard to notice the helmet malfunction immediately. And we got the scoreboard up and going.
You bet.
So 2nd and 6 here for the Mustangs. They got just a yard to get into Warriors territory. Taking the pitch, Drought outside. He'll cut it up, and nice cutback to get the first down and more. Over pursuit by the Warriors, and Jack Drought made them pay. Great job.
Over pursuit is right because both blockers whiffed, but it almost turned into a draw because both defenders went right past the running back, and then the blockers recovered and just kind of pushed them further upfield. So real nice stop there by Jack Drought, able to stop his momentum and then pick up that speed. Nice Schuler Insurance first down for the Mustangs.
And the Warriors territory here. Johnson. Play action will roll to his right. He's got a couple guys wide open. He's going to go up top to Ellison. Broken up. Correction, I think that was Thornton, my mistake. Pass intended for Thornton, and a nice breakup there by the defensive back Durand. And on the breakup, boy, he had Charlie Barron wide open to Johnson at about the 30, but he went for the big one there.
Yeah, he really did. And, again, Brady's going to get better and better each week. He's super talented, and we saw him opt for the underneath throw in the first half. That time, that underneath throw was wide open again. Can't blame him for wanting to throw another touchdown, but at this point, they just need to pick up another first down.
Yeah, film study will reveal that here. Trap play to Higbee, and he'll pick up 5 to about the 36-yard line. As the games continue, last week, obviously, most teams in Wisconsin scrimmaged, and that film study will start to be a big part of game week, time and time again, as you get farther into the season. Film study not just for coaches, but for players as well. And this huddle makes it so easy for coaches to help kids with film study, make themselves better, make them recognize all the things on a football field you can't see playing, but you can definitely see with film. And there's a strip and a turnover as Schaefer was just stripped right by one of the linebackers. Lukas Steick basically just took it right from him.
That was a great play by Sarek. I think he's a senior, looks like a quarterback, defensive back. And, yeah, not only did he make the strip, but then he recovered the ball, and that was a big, big play for the Rice Lake defense.
Other than turnover on downs, that's our first turnover of the ball game here for either side. And so the Mustangs' drive is fizzled out there by the strip of Steick.
Well, like you were talking about, Chad, this is a extension of the classroom. That a lot of people look at the score, and certainly everyone wants to win, but seeing these kids perform, execute, and get better, it really is neat to see them work with their coaches and do that every year.
Coons will keep it. Pitches to the right. Duran got some room. First down and more past midfield, and he's taken down in Menomonie Mustangs territory at about the 48-yard line. That's a pickup of about 19.
Well, we didn't see much of the option in the first half. Rice Lake works a lot on it, and that requires terrific discipline. And that time, Mustangs just didn't have their reads right, and a couple guys went on the quarterback, leaving the running back pretty wide open.
So Coons under center here. 2 wings, 2 receivers, single back right behind him. Motion Duran. Not a play action. Drive right up the middle. He's faked me on the play action. Right up the middle there to Peters. And he'll pick up 5 on the dive play. See Easton Stone coming into the game. Also into the game here for the Warriors. Number 88, Will Johnson.
Mustangs defense has been on their heels a little bit here. A couple of those big plays, but Boys got to stay aggressive. They can do this. They just need to read their keys and trust what they're doing.
See if the Menomonie Mustangs defense can cause a turnover just like the Warriors defense did a few plays ago. Dropping back to pass, looking for Stone. He's got him. There it is, Coons, and then he breaks the tackle. And Schaefer will knock it away. Turnover picked up there by Pember. Or excuse me, that's Goodman, and Goodman will be taken down at the 10. Knee was down, and that is our first Siri Benrud turnover there on the strip by Schaefer. That was, I think, the Don Beebe playing days right there. That was right out of the playbook. And that fumble sponsored by Siri Benrud Photography. Contact Siri to create memories that last a lifetime. But you kind of see that happening from great job there by Steele Schaefer to just kind of not only tackle, but, those defensive coaches teach you when you tackle from behind, you swing that arm and try to knock the football out as well, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, give Steele credit. He fumbled on that last offensive possession, and the senior, he could have put his head down, but he just wanted to make a next play, and big defensive play there by the Menomonie senior.
Drought will take it off tackle right side. He'll bounce ahead maybe for a couple 2-3 yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 8 here for the Mustangs. A couple big plays here to start the second half. We talked about it in the first half, really no turnovers other than a couple turnover on downs. And then we see the first 2 plays of the second half, fumbles on both sides here from both squads.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how these guys hold up. We talked about it. Some of these guys from Menomonie are playing a lot of snaps going both ways. Starting to get a little bit late with just under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Shift to the left here. Pitch to Schaefer. He's going to cut it up past the 15, near the first down marker, but he's a couple yards short. Pickup of about 6 on the play, make it 3rd and 2. That's a big play here. Try to capitalize on that turnover here. Move some chains and
have we seen a punt? Have we seen a punt yet?
We have not seen the punter on either side.
No, I don't think so.
That is not for this score. You'd think we'd seen a few punts, but nope, no punts this game on either side.
Mustangs coaching staff, they're running plays in and out with Schaefer and Drought, so those guys are getting extra running, not only playing both ways, but running back and forth to the sideline.
Good job there trying to draw Rice Lake off sides. Almost does. And a snap there. Drought trying to pick up the first down. He gets past the 20, moving the chains, past the 25, knocked down to the 26. Another Schuler Insurance first down here for the Mustangs.
And like you said, Chad, that's a big first down. We come out and you end up having the fumble, and now you get the fumble back, and you want to start building some of that momentum and change that field position. And big pickup there by Jack Drought.
Yeah, the punter is Dingwall as well here for the Mustangs. Cade Sorensen also listed as a punter for Menomonie, but no offense to either of them. Hopefully don't see him on this drive.
That'd be nice.
We have seen Dingwall come in a little bit as an up back here in short yardage. Brady Johnson throws it to Thornton. Nice job by Thornton to go up and get that one right at the 35-yard line, pass and catch.
That was a beautiful catch, and he had to take a hit. He knew he was going to take it right in the ribs, but Brody, real good competitor there, went up and got the ball.
A 9-yard pickup there for Thornton. Make it 2nd and 1 here for the Mustangs. 5 minutes remain here. We got a new guy coming in here, number 21, Hayden Weir, checking into the game here for the Mustangs.
Hayden's pretty shifty. He had some real nice runs last year for the sophomore team. Also a heck of a hockey player.
We're going to go to Higbee right up top there, and Spence on the spot. I think he's got it. Up official does have him past the marker, and yeah, they're going to give Higbee the first down there. He needed 2, picked up 3. So another first down there, sponsored by Schuler Insurance. And Drought comes in for Weir this time. Schaefer the center here for the Mustangs. 3-year starter. First team all-conference selection a year ago here for the Mustangs at center. Brady Johnson rolls to his right off the play action. He's going to tuck it and run. spins out of a tackle, gets taken down at the 40, and a good 3-yard pickup here on first down. It'll give the Mustangs a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I think that was a good choice by Brady. He might have had, I think it was Barron coming across, but wasn't a lot of room there. And on first down, to get those 3 yards, not a bad idea.
And we see checking into the game number 58, Tyler Legge, here for the Mustangs as well. We're going to go with a big formation here. 6 offensive linemen on the field here for the Mustangs. They're going with a Schaefer right up the gut. Almost got a first down. Well, they're actually going to give him a first down.
That was almost
I thought
like
it fell short, but they give him the benefit of the doubt, moved the chains there. Schuler Insurance first down.
That was almost like a goal line formation there, Chad. Other than, I don't even know how many guys would have been eligible to throw to in that. Not many.
I see Legge coming out here for the Mustangs, also off the field. Is the guy who just got the first down, Schaefer. Drought checks in, also Kane Johnson.
Good to see Kane back out there. He had some cramping issues there in the second quarter.
Kane and Higbee, the upbacks. Play action, roll to his left this time is going to be Johnson, and he'll tuck it and run again. He'll forge ahead for about a 6-yard gain into Rice Lake territory at the 47-yard line, marked here for Brady Goodman.
Brady Johnson on the nice carry there, and that was really a good decision, and that put so much pressure on the defense, but his good play fake is what sold it. The defensive end on the right side for Rice Lake, he had totally froze and had to look at the runner because of the good play fake, and by that time Brady Johnson had got outside of him and picked up 6 pretty easy yards, really.
Gotta get that Johnson and Goodman. Keep getting them mixed up. I just call him Johnson and Goodman. Don't use Brady.
It's the first game.
Johnson under center here this time. Schaefer will take the pitch right side. Does he have enough for a first down? Nope, a yard short. So a 4-yard pickup there for Schaefer. And that will make it 3rd and 1 here for the Mustangs.
Bring up 3rd and about 1.
Good drive here coming off that turnover. They're into Rice Lake territory. This one started way back on their own 10-yard line.
This is eating some time, too. We're now under 2 minutes here in the third quarter.
Yeah, you start to wear out that defense, keep their offense off the field as well. Nice drive right now here for the Mustangs. See if they can pick up this first down. Higbee falls forward for it. Good job to just jump over that line. And off the initial penetration there by the D-line of the Rice Lake, he thought he might have not been able to get it, but he did a good job to kind of just jump over him and fall forward, and with that was able to get that short yardage first down. And sponsored by Schuler Insurance.
Mustangs have had some pretty tight formations here. You wonder if they're going to spread it out or they're just going to keep going with what's been working. At some point, you might want to take a shot at the end zone.
It's been the big portion defense or offense here for the Mustangs. And you see Brody Thornton, I think, stretching out somewhat of a cramp down there on the field, and not sure if we're going to have a timeout yet. Nope, Thornton will be. Oh, no, we're going to have another timeout. Schaefer, I think, getting cramped up as well. So both guys see that. You talked about it earlier in the broadcast, Joe. This is those football legs. I mean, you can practice and train, but when you get into that game and that type of environment, it is something else to try to stay in the game without cramping, especially in these early games with humidity and heat. And we've seen that a couple times here now tonight. Yeah, we'll take a 30-second break. Be right back after this on Mustangs TV. Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you. Off the field, Steele Schaefer was just a cramp. He'll be back shortly, I'm sure. Under center here, Johnson. Tight formation here for the Mustangs. End around here to Barron. He'll get hit right at the line of scrimmage, fall forward for a couple. That'll make it 3rd and about 6 here for the Mustangs.
Stop made by wager.
You got to think at this point the Mustangs most likely in 4-down territory.
Well, are they going to run another play? There's only about 10 seconds left. I think they might let it go to the
you're
fourth
right.
quarter.
It's been a nice long drive here for the Mustangs, and they're going to let it extend into the fourth quarter, and we're going to see that Mustang sideline hold up 4 right after this here to begin this fourth quarter. We'll head her 2-point lead here for the Mustangs. No scoring in the third. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Mustangs TV.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry. Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit dairystatebank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Chad Zoder, Joe Zadowski back with you to begin this fourth quarter for the Mustangs. Steele Schaefer back in the game after the relief from cramps. Johnson under center.
After a pretty explosive second quarter, nothing to go, no scoring in the third quarter.
Play action packs. Johnson in the pocket trying to set up a screen. Does to Schaefer. He'll break a tackle, open room. He'll up to the 30 and down to the 25. And a great job there. Schaefer broke one tackle and was able to pick up that first down. Without that broken tackle, that's pretty much a no-gainer. So a great job there by Schaefer.
Tell you what, Brady Johnson showed a lot of poise at the quarterback position there. He let the defense come to him. In fact, he almost waited too long because the defender on Schaefer had a little chance to recover, but Steele made him miss and then picked up the extra yardage. Nice Schuler Insurance first down for the Mustangs.
Dingwall has checked in. Higbee, the other up back as well for the Mustangs. Drought, your tailback. Drought will take it left side, weak side, and he'll pick up about 7 yards into the red zone here for the Mustangs. This drive started on their own 10 with about 6 minutes left in that third quarter. This has been a long drive here, the Mustangs. Sheff into the game, also Johnson back in Schaefer. This is kind of a game-changing drive here if the Mustangs can put one in. Was really wearing down this Warriors defense at the moment. Pitch to Schaefer. Off tackle, spins out of one tackle, and down near the first down marker. I think he's got it. He does. The officials stop the clock. Time for them to move the chains. The Schuler Insurance first down here for the Mustangs. 1st and 10 at the 15.
Well, Rice Lake is really starting to flow to the ball and really starting to cheat on those running plays up the middle. You hate to have a negative play with some sort of misdirection, but at the same time, that could catch him off guard here.
We've seen Jack Drought be successful on a couple counter plays here tonight, and there, you called it, Joe. There was your trap, a misdirection play to Higbee. A nice job to pick up 5 after he got kind of initially hit near the line of scrimmage. That's a great job there by Higbee.
Well, and that's a good play call because you want to give your guys a chance, and if you keep running the same type of play with the same timing, the defense is going to really get a head start. So you run a play like that, it'll keep the defense honest, and 2nd and 5, Mustangs got to put this one in.
See what head coach, or I should say offensive coordinator Dave Schmitz calls up here on this 2nd and 5 from the 10-yard line for the Mustangs. Play action, roll to his left here is Johnson. He's got nothing and just throws it away wisely. No, Rice Lake was not fooled on that one. You were hoping, it looked like they just had one guy going out there, Charlie Barron, trying to sneak out, but Rice Lake sniffed all over it.
Yeah, good choice there by Johnson just to toss that one away. You're in pretty good position right now. Be interesting to see if they choose to spread them out. They've had so much success running the ball up the middle, but I don't see some of their receivers in the game, though. Isaac Ellison, the big 6'4" receiver, I don't think I see him out there. Thornton, is he out there? No, he's not out there
Thornton's
either.
Not out there either. Yeah, you got Charlie Barron, the only receiver-type guy out there. Nick Sheff, the tight end on the left side in this tight formation. And before Menomonie snaps it, we're going to have a timeout by head coach Dan Hill for the Rice Lake Warriors. Big 3rd and 5 coming up. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Mustangs TV. Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from campus of UW Stout Williams Stadium. And the Mustangs coming out of a timeout by Rice Lake on this 3rd and 5. A big play here for the Mustangs. You'd say right now, probably the play of the game with 9:28 left in this 4th quarter. We saw all the scoring in this game in the first half. We never saw any scoring in the 3rd quarter, and we got 9:28 left in the 4th. Menomonie hoping to be the first team to score in this second quarter, or second half, I should say. Motion by Thornton to the right. That'll shift the defense, and pitch to Drought. Cuts it up the middle, near the end zone. Does he get over? No signal yet, but he's just short at the half-yard line. And that'll be a 1st and goal for the Mustangs. Boy, Jack Trout, he needed to be 6 feet tall instead of 5'9" on that one, and I think he had it. But boy, what a great effort there by Jack Trout. He extended every portion of his body to try to get that football across the end zone and just came up short.
He's coming off the field. He looks pretty exhausted. Boy, these guys are putting everything on the field, and what a great team effort here. Really, both teams are playing their hearts out. And first game of the year, they're really giving her.
Could be John Higbee territory here. He is the up back right now. Schaefer, the back here for the Mustangs. It's going to be Schaefer across the end zone and in. Schaefer, the 1-yard touchdown run. A Kai's Chevy Town touchdown gives Menomonie a 20-12 lead.
Well, that's a big one. Fortunately, it looks like we might have someone down there. Hopefully it's a cramp or something, but absolutely, Chad. You said it. BYC Kai's for the best buys. That's a big touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And Mustangs now lead 20-12 with 8 minutes and, was it 8:44? That poll's in the way.
8:44 left. Yeah, that was a 90-yard drive. That started on their own 10 after that big turnover, that big fumble here by Rice Lake. And Schaefer, the guy that caused that fumble, the guy rewarded on the other end with a 1-yard touchdown. So just a great job there defensively by Schaefer. And then offensively, he gets in the end zone. And looks like Menomonie is going to go for 2 here, up by 8. They're going to, nope, correction. Dingwall is going to try to kick the PAT. And he's 2 for 2 tonight. Let's hope he can make it 3 for 3. And he does. 21-12. Menomonie with a 9-point lead. That extra point's huge. That makes it a 2-possession game here for the Mustangs. And with 8:44 left in this game, the defense hoping to stop the Warriors here. Try to keep their lead and try to attain their first victory here of the 23 campaign.
And Chad, you called it. That extra point was so big, and it's pretty obvious. But going up, kicking that extra point, all of a sudden it's more than that touchdown with 2-point conversion, and gives the Mustangs an opportunity here to hopefully come out of this opening game with a 1-0 record. But Rice Lake's got some awfully good athletes. I wouldn't put anything past them. Still too much time to celebrate.
Yeah, there's lots of football left, and we've seen Rice Lake been able to, they've had some big plays tonight, and that's the one thing I'm sure they're going to try to go back to here is get some of those big plays. Zach Orr, we've seen him have a big play. Easton Stone has had a big play. They have those big play potentials, and Menomonie got to try to shut them down here late in this game with a 9-point lead. Dingwall will kick it away here for the Mustangs. Big booter down to the 12-yard line. Duran will take it. Right up the middle, falls on his back, and Warriors will start on their own 32-yard line.
Well, Chad, you sure would think that at this point the Mustangs are going to maybe play a little bit softer in the secondary. And when I say soft, I mean making sure no one gets behind them. Rice Lake did show the ability to get down the field with some of those long passes. But the defensive linemen can put some pressure, and the defensive backs can get some depth. They should be in pretty good shape.
Two receivers split each side, Strand and Orr on the top side, Strand on the near side. They're going to go pitch out to the far side, that being one of the Rice Lake Warriors. As we get dark here, harder to see some numbers far away. I think that was number 24 for the Warriors, Calvin Kelsey.
That's what I had too, Chad.
With a 12-yard gain and a first down here for the Rice Lake Warriors. Drew Pice, the defensive coordinator here for the Mustangs, barking the signals here just below the 50-yard line.
I think they said that he was tackled or stopped. His momentum stopped in bounds because the clock is still running.
Good news there for the Mustangs. You want that clock to move as much as possible at the moment.
Just under 8 minutes.
Right up top, wide open. There is Peters. He's got a couple guys to beat, but luckily Jack Trout saves a potentially huge play. But we're just talking about that coming off the kickoff is Menomonie defense, as we have a Menomonie defender down. Let's hope it's just a cramp again. The Menomonie defense cannot allow those big plays. We just saw Peters run off about a 35, 40-yard run, and it does appear to be another cramp. We'll take it back here on Mustangs TV. We'll be back in 30 seconds right after this.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit DairyStateBank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from Menomonie. 21-12 right now. The Mustangs over Rice Lake here. 7:51 remains in the ball game. Another Mustang down here, again, looks to be a cramp. We've seen a few guys cramp up here for the Mustangs tonight. And this time, Andrew Schaefer, one of the guys that cramped up here, is off the field, and water and bananas.
On the other side of the field, Steele Schaefer was cramping too. He got stretched and he came out. So both Schaefers off the field here. Two of the better defenders the Mustangs have in their lineup.
Yeah, I might see Kane Johnson come in for him. We've seen him come in here defensively a few times here for the Mustangs, when Schaefer had to come out for a cramp earlier in the game.
Rice Lake hasn't really done anything outside of the normal playbook. They ran the option for a big play and just ran a little bit of a trap there in the last play. And Mustangs defense just maybe, I don't know if they're tired or maybe lost their focus for a couple plays, but they need to tighten it back up here.
It's 1st and 10 here for Rice Lake. Again, 7:51 remains in the ball game. Warriors under center is Coons. Behind him, Peters. Couple wings, couple tight ends here on this tight formation for the Warriors. Peters is going to take it right up the middle, and he'll pick up just a couple.
Peters on the carry.
Nice job there by the Mustangs defense.
Shot made by Sorensen.
A lot of high fives there going on for Cage Sorensen, junior linebacker for Menomonie.
That's one of the guys that came in there to relieve Schaefer here, Steele Schaefer that is, when he came out with a cramp. So a nice job there by the junior Sorensen. Under center, Coons on the 2nd and 8. He's going to drop back off to the play fake, go up top. Oh, intercepted, Drought. A great job of reading the pass there from the quarterback, Coons. A big turnover there. Again, our turnover sponsor, Siri Benrud Photography. What a great job there. Siri Benrud Photography is sponsored all the Mustangs turnovers this season. Contact Siri to create memories that last a lifetime. Boy, it's just a great job there by Jack Drought coming back and just, he kind of just was in that zone read and saw the quarterback, read his eyes, went right to that football and won the jump ball there. And, boy, a huge turnover as Rice Lake was nearing the red zone territory. And we got another cramp down here on this Mustangs far side here. And we need to go across the Quick Trip and get the bananas, I think these guys need some bananas. This is about the 4th or 5th time these Mustangs are cramped up here tonight.
Well, again, you got so many guys playing both ways. And, I know Jack Drout's not a basketball player. He's a heck of a goalie on the hockey team, and that's Jack coming off there. It looks like they got him stretched out, but he looked like a basketball player in that play, Chad. I think that ball was underthrown just a little bit, kind of a jump ball type, and it looked like Jack knows how to rebound. He boxed his guy out, and then he got the ball at the high point, and that was a huge interception there, shutting down Rice Lake's drive, because Rice Lake was really moving the ball, and Menomonie up 9 with about 7 minutes to go. They can get a couple first downs here. They're going to put this thing out of reach.
Yeah, now that's the objective here on offense. Chew up clock and move those chains. Try to let us say Schuler Insurance Agency first down multiple times on this drive, and Menomonie would be in the driver's seat if they can do that here. On their own 6-yard line here are the Mustangs. Johnson under center. Schaefer the tailback here for the Mustangs. Drought coming off after that interception. Schaefer will take it. Off tackle left side. Picks up just a couple. And we are under 7 to play now in this opener for the Mustangs.
Well, I got to hold on to the ball now. Rice Lake's going to be doing anything they can to try to get that ball back and turn it over.
Now we see Hayden Weir come into the game. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him kind of rotate in with Schaefer after Drought just having some cramps there on that interception. So Weir, your tailback for the Mustangs. Play action. Goodman will roll to his left. He's got nothing. He's got to get out of there. He throws it away, and luckily he was outside of the pocket. And that could have been bad quickly. Luckily, that did not turn sour. But that was a hairy situation for a split second there. As if he gets tackled there in the end zone, that's a safety.
Well, or if he throws
intentional grounding. Or intentional grounding, yes,
yeah.
Correct. Luckily, there was a guy in the area as Jack Drought back into the ball game here on this 3rd and 8.
I bet you a penny they run the ball on this play.
6:49 remains here after the incomplete, and we're going to have a timeout here by head coach Mike Sins of Menomonie. 6:49 remains. Menomonie 21, Rice Lake 12. We'll be back in 30 seconds right after this. You're watching Mustangs TV. Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from the campus of UW Stone at Williams Stadium. Mustangs coming out of their timeout. A big 3rd and 8 for them, and after the interception by Drought, obviously in their deep in their own territory, trying to get out of that. Pick up this first down, it would be huge. We have not seen a punt in this game. Let's hope we can keep it that way for the Mustangs. Receivers on both sides. Straight drop back here for Johnson. He goes up top, way out of bounds. Really no chance there for the intended receiver, Thornton. And Menomonie will have to use that punt team for the first time this evening. As we see coming out to punt will be Dingwall.
Well, I think I lost a penny to you. I thought for sure they'd run the ball on that one and just try to get a little more space for the punter and have a safe play. Now, that was a very safe play. I'm sure they told Johnson in the huddle, throw the ball where only the receiver could possibly have a chance at it. So the clock stops, and Mustangs will need to get a good snap here from their long snapper.
Lammers and Duran back to receive. It's Dingwall, the punter. Need a good snap here and just change field position. Dingwall will let her boot. Good high punt. Goes all the way into Rice Lake territory. And Lammers will take it. He's taken down after about a 5-yard gain. Great tackle there by Kane Johnson in the open field.
Real nice. And I think that was Ray Pember as the long snapper, if I had that right. I didn't quite get a look at the number. I'm not positive, but it was a really nice spiraled snap and then a real nice punt there by Dingwall.
I think it was the guy that made the tackle. Johnson, I was told, was the long snapper here for the Mustangs, which would make total sense because he can release right away because he can't be touched.
Well, nice job there.
Good snap and a great tackle there by Johnson. Rice Lake with the ball back. They got to get their own pigskin out there on the field for them. The official coming out to replace the ball. 6:02 remains. Rice Lake near midfield. Shifting the defense there with the Mustangs, and Rice Lake can go right up top there. I should say right up the middle to Peters. Maybe a yard gain on that one. 2 possessions they need to the Warriors to win this one and to stop. They don't have time on their favor at the moment. They do have 2 timeouts left. Menomonie in the same boat.
And that
Rice Lake, they're almost to the point where you got to do the hurry up here pretty soon.
And that was not a Mike Still Insurance tackle for a loss, but it was a big tackle.
Pitch out far side, Duran trying to get the edge. Duran picks up a couple. Are they going to stop the clock? They will not. He's taken down in bounds, which is huge because that will hopefully eat up another 20, 30 seconds and make it 3rd and about 6.
Looks like the clock is about to tick under 5 minutes here.
Rice Lake still huddling at the moment.
They're going to have to put the ball in the air here pretty quick.
Yeah, you would think. Coons will drop back after the play action, looking up top. Nothing there. He's going to tuck it and run, trying to get the first down. He does, and is taken out of bounds by the defender. I think that was Higbee with the tackle or pushing him out of bounds. Correction, make that Johnson with the tackle. Seen Johnson play a little linebacker here tonight with Schaefer cramping up a few times. Higbee also a guy playing both ways, so you see some of these other guys getting sprinkled in as this game goes on here in the defensive and offensive side. 1st and 10 here, Rice Lake. Rolling to his right. Here's Coons. They'll throw it, and defender, the offender, I should say, the offensive player, Orr, slipped on the turn. Drought was trying to get another interception. Well, looks like Orr maybe did something. He's on his feet, but definitely noticeable with a limp there is Tyler Orr. Zach Orr.
Got a point of beginning scoring update. Chi High was up 14-0 at halftime. It's now 17-14 Cardinals, leading Holman in that game getting late.
And we'll get you some scores here, definitely in the postgame, hopefully some finals as well. 2nd and 10 here for the Warriors. Clock stopped at 4:37. They're going to pitch it on the option. Near side to Duran. He's trying to get the edge. Good stop by the cornerback there, Jack Drought, to just kind of string that play out. And correction, make that Kelsey with the carry. He does go out of bounds, which helps Rice Lake, and picks up about 5, short of the first down, 3rd and 2.
Down to the 29-yard line, 3rd and 2.
For not really being able to throw the ball a whole lot here in this drive, Rice Lake has done a pretty good job getting the ball out of bounds and stopping the clock. Still 4 minutes and 29 seconds left.
And we don't see Rice Lake do shotgun at all. Haven't seen it yet here tonight, and they're under center all the time. Motion there, and a trap right up the middle there to Peters. He will pick up a first down, which will stop the clock. And Rice Lake starting to go hurry up. No huddle this time. They're up to the line and ready to roll, and officials... you saw the coaching staff there from Menomonie all over somebody, and I'm not sure what they were yelling at, but nonetheless, Rice Lake picks up another first down off the run there by Coons. So 1st and 10 here inside the red zone for the Rice Lake Warriors. Just eclipsed 4 to go here, and we're going to have a timeout here. Head coach Mike Sins for the Mustangs. 3:58 remains. 9-point lead here for the Mustangs, but the Warriors are in the red zone and ready to pounce here into that end zone. We'll take 30 seconds. So you're watching Mustangs TV. Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from Menomonie. 9-point lead here for the Mustangs. Hoping to hold on is Rice Lake knocking on the door here. 3:58 remains. Under center, Coons here for the Warriors. 2 receivers far, wing back in motion, one of them. And they're going to do a counter there to Kelsey right up the left side. A gain of 7 down to the 9-yard line. And no huddle here for the Warriors with 3:40 going.
Fumble.
Ball on the turf, loose ball, and I think the Mustangs got it. Officials looking, and turnover. Rice Lake gives it back to Menomonie. That is a huge turnover. Schaefer jumped on it. That turnover sponsored by Siri Benrud Photography, and that one right there, I don't know if it sealed the deal, but that's awfully close as Andrew Schaefer's on the turf again there with, I believe, another cramp. But, boy, what a turnover there. And the Menomonie Mustangs with a 9-point lead and the football have a very, very good chance of trying to seal this victory.
Well, and we talked about it, Chad, in the keys to the game. First game of the year, you know there's going to be a few mistakes, and really the game's been fairly penalty-free. There hasn't been a lot of yellow flags. There was a few, and the turnovers here in the second half. You know, Menomonie had the 1 fumble. Now Rice Lake comes up with 2 plus an interception. Those big turnovers, 3 for the Mustangs, turning over Rice Lake in the second half. That's been the difference in the game.
And 2 of those turnovers you talked about here for Rice Lake. Actually, no, correction. All 3 of those turnovers have been in their red zone. So they turned the ball over trying to score, and that is really, really hurting the Warriors here tonight. But credit the defense here for the Menomonie. You know, 2 of those turnovers were caused by Menomonie. Schaefer with the strip and then Drought with the interception. That one was just a mishandle there by Rice Lake. That one on the Warriors. The other 2, credit the Mustangs with causing the turnovers. And the Mustangs with 3:33 remaining have a 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. Only 1 timeout left here from Menomonie, still 2 for the Warriors. Tight formation. I think that's Jack Drought as your tailback at the moment. Shift there, Thornton, right side. It is Drought. He'll bounce off tackle right side, falls head for a couple. Make it 2nd and 8. We'll see when Rice Lake wants to use those 2 timeouts. Obviously, Menomonie is going to use as much of the play clock as possible before they snap it on every play. Schaefer comes in. Also back into the game here, Bryce Shepard.
Got the out-of-town scoreboard sponsored by Point of Beginning running across the bottom of the screen. I have not seen a score at all tonight for the Eau Claire North game against La Crosse Central, but Menomonie's dialing in here on a victory. If they can just get 1 first down here, they'll be in real good shape.
And Johnson under center, just waiting until the back judge starts to signal, and he does. So there comes the snap, and there comes the run by Schaefer. Pickup of about 4. We'll move it down to the 17-yard line, and head coach Dan Hill for the Rice Lake Warriors will use one of his 2 remaining timeouts. We'll do the same here. We'll take a 30-second break. You're watching Mustangs TV.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit DairyStateBank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from Menomonie. We have 2:50 remaining in the ball game. Menomonie with a comfortable 9-point lead and the football. Big 3rd and 2 coming. Rice Lake has 1 timeout left. So if Rice Lake can stop Menomonie on this 3rd down, I'm assuming head coach Dan Hill will use his timeout for that. If Menomonie picks up a first down, they can chew a lot more clock off that scoreboard there at the moment, and we'll see who wins the battle here on this 3rd and 2. Charlie Barron split out near side, bottom of your screen. Under center, Johnson. He's going to give it to Schaefer, left side. He'll fall forward. It's going to be close. Neither official has signaled the first down. I think they're going to measure this one. This might be a measurable spot.
The far sideline official
not.
signaled 4th down.
So they Mustangs have a timeout. They could come out. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to come out here, try to draw them off sides and use a timeout. Let that clock run unless Rice Lake wants to use their timeout. And it looks like Rice Lake, I believe somebody used a timeout with no signal yet. Yeah, Rice Lake is going to use their timeout. So with 2:19 remaining, we will take a break as well. Mustangs lead by 9. Big 4th and 1 decision coming up for the Mustangs. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Mustangs TV. Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you coming out of this Rice Lake timeout. They are out of timeouts. It is Rice Lake. Menomonie has 1 remaining, 2:19 remaining, and Menomonie picks up this first down. You could pretty much say game over. And they are going up to go for it. Brady Johnson will fumble it.
Oh, my goodness.
And I don't think they're going to get it. It looked like he lost the football momentarily, but on the spot, I think it's going to be a first down.
I think the second effort got Higbee over the line of scrimmage, but that was almost a disaster.
We're going to wait to see here. Officials are going to signal a first down, and that will probably wrap up this victory here for the Mustangs as Rice Lake cannot stop the clock anymore. And, that almost turned disastrous, but Menomonie, the gamble paid off there on that 4th and 1. Jack Drought back into the game, and Menomonie looking to run the rest of this time off the scoreboard. Be a nice victory from last year's game against Rice Lake. Already in victory formation. Brady Johnson under center. He's going to let the back judge take his time, and he will snap and get into victory formation. We will wrap up this game in the post game. Stay tuned for our TMS Tire and Auto, also Wisconsin Credit Union post game show. We'll recap this victory here for the Mustangs. We'll also talk about the upcoming game for the Mustangs. We'll get our maybe some final scores from the out-of-town scoreboard sponsored by Point of Beginning. We'll do our best effort to try to get Mike Sins on the phone here and get an interview with him. We will try some technical advances here, get him on his cell phone, bring him up to not to the booth physically, but bring him up here audibly to the booth and get him into the broadcast. We'll do our best to get Mike Sins on in the post game as well, but no guarantees there. We got to make sure that all functions in the proper way. But this will move on to the Menomonie Mustangs' first victory of the 23 campaign as time ticks away here, 30 seconds. Menomonie will take one more knee, and it will wrap up the Mustangs' first victory of the 23 campaign. Your final, the Menomonie Mustangs 21, and the Rice Lake Warriors 12 here in non-conference action. The Mustangs will improve to 1-0 overall. Rice Lake Warriors drop to 0-1 overall, and we'll wrap up this victory here, kind of recap it here verbally as well in the post-game show. And for now, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes right after this. You're watching Mustangs TV.
Or if you wish to greet the players and coaches after.
I can count.
On West
Wisconsin Credit Union.
Now, Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin. Read it.
Wisconsin's.
I can't say it like she can say it.
I lost my words.
Let me just say it in my head one time.
I struggle with this part.
Why is this so hard?
Hard to say, but easy to do business with. Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin Credit.
Sorry, we have to start all over.
Good material here.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit DairyStateBank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from Williams Stadium on the campus of UW Stout. Wrap up this victory for the Menomonie Mustangs to open their 2023 campaign. Menomonie 21, Rice Lake 12, as you see the final there on your scoreboard. A very nice win here for the Mustangs. Let's wrap up this victory, how they got there. Mustangs defense pitched a shutout in the second half after giving up opening touchdowns on both of the opening drives here for Rice Lake. We'll start with that opening drive. Rice Lake got the opening kickoff, went down 70 yards on that opening drive. A 2-yard touchdown run by Stone. Run failed on the 2-point try. 6-0 Victor, the lead that time at Rice Lake. 3:18 left in the first half. A 41-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Goodman. Dingwall, the extra point good. It was 7-6 Menomonie at that point. 11:57 remaining in the second quarter. First play of that second quarter, a 3-yard touchdown run by Peters of Rice Lake. The pass failed. Rice Lake then led 12-7. That was the end of the scoring there for the Warriors. Menomonie would do all of it from that point on. 30 seconds left in the first half. A 15-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Ellison. Dingwall, the PAT was good. That made it 14-12 at that point. And the Mustangs would shut out Rice Lake in the second half. We saw 3 turnovers, all in the red zone by Rice Lake in the second half. The only touchdown we saw in that second half came in the fourth quarter with 8:44 to go. A 90-yard touchdown drive. Schaefer, a 1-yard touchdown run. Dingwall, the PAT was good, and that's your final 21-12 here. Mustangs defeat the Rice Lake Warriors to open their 2023 campaign. Mustangs will travel to DeForest next week, their last non-conference game before they open the conference season the following week back here in Menomonie against Superior. And I know you got Joe, our out-of-town scoreboard here, sponsored by Point of Beginning. Do we have any finals yet, or still some close scores here on that out-of-town scoreboard?
Well, Chad, we finally got a final in the Chippewa Falls game, and the Cardinals hung on to beat Holman 17-14, according to Brandon Berg from the Chippewa Herald on his Twitter account. Said the Holman Vikings drove into Cardinal territory, but they ran out of time. So Chippewa Falls starts the season with a victory, 1-0. And I'll put the rest of the scores here on the bottom line as soon as I can. But Hudson was up big against Marshfield, 31-0 in the second half. And then also River Falls up big on Wisconsin Rapids, 33-7. And finally did find a score for the La Crosse Central Eau Claire North game. That one, Central was up 13-0, but the last time, or the only score I found, was only a halftime score. So again, La Crosse Central up 13-0. That was halftime.
And I'd like to thank our sponsors that make the broadcast possible here. Our sponsors here for the postgame show, TMS Tire and Auto, and Wisconsin Credit Union, our first down sponsor, Schuler Insurance Agency. He got a lot of pub tonight. Menomonie, we didn't have our official statistics, but Joe, I got to imagine they had close to 20 first downs tonight. They really moved the ball well here, and that 190-yard drive alone probably had 5 or 6 first downs on that one. Kai Chevytown, our touchdown sponsor, turnover sponsor, Siri Benrud Photography. She got some mentions here in the second half. Again, the Mustangs caused 3 turnovers in that second half, all in the red zone here for Rice Lake. A big, big key to the victory here for the Mustangs here tonight. Our timeout sponsor, Dairy State Bank and Bills Distributing. Our sack and tackle for loss sponsor, Mike Sell Insurance. And then Point of Beginning, obviously, our out-of-town scoreboard, which you see on your board right below. And again, we will try to get head coach Mike Sins on here in the post game. He is talking to his team at the moment, and we will do our best to try to get him on here via his cell phone here after his time with his team here this evening. For now, we'll take a couple-minute break and see if we can get Mr. Sins on the phone here for that post-game interview. You're watching Mustangs TV.
Oh, because you're not holding your phone up, so okay.
I can count.
On West
Wisconsin Credit Union.
Now, Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's.
blah, 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 blah.
I can't say it like she can say it.
I lost my words.
Let me just say it in my head one time.
I struggle with this part.
Why is this so hard?
Hard to say, but easy to do business with. Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin Credit.
Sorry, we have to start all over.
Good material here.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry. Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit dairystatebank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
Chad Zutter, Joe Zadowski back with you here from Williams Stadium on the campus of UW Stout. Trying to get head coach Mike Sins on the phone here, but having some connection issues, and it's all part of the experience here, and that's okay. I know he's busy down there talking to was wrapping up with his team after this nice victory, and probably talking to family and friends as well. So next time we'll do our best to try to get him on in the postgame as much as possible. We'll always have him on in the pregame as well. And let's wrap up this broadcast talking about that, all the people that made this broadcast possible. Obviously the sponsors, number one, TMS Tire and Auto, Wisconsin Credit Union, Schuler Insurance Agency, Kai Chevrolet, Siri Benrud Photography, Dairy State Bank, Bills Distributing, Mike Sell Insurance, and Point A Beginning. Big thanks to all our sponsors. And Joe, if anybody's listening and wants a sponsor, you want to let the listeners kind of know if sponsors are interested, how to go about that?
Absolutely, Chad. And again, we certainly appreciate all the sponsorships that we have. That helps us keep this free for people who want to watch at home or across the country. But if you want to be a sponsor of the live stream broadcast, simply contact me at school. My email is on the website. Otherwise, just give a call over and we can get you hooked up. We also have additional sponsorships available in our sports programs. One sponsorship in the sports program lasts for the entire year. The new digital sports programs, they'll be used for every single activity that we have throughout the entire year. And then also, if someone's looking to be on the scoreboards, we do have scoreboard sponsorships available in the high school gym and the outdoor sports complex. Again, just contact me or the new athletic director, Michelle Guyant-Holloway, and we'd be happy to help you become one of our sponsors.
Yeah, again, big thanks to everybody else that made the broadcast possible as well. Head coach Mike Sins obviously joining us in the pregame show. And the man running the camera here tonight, Eric Zadowski, big thanks to him. Thanks to Joe Zadowski, the color man here this evening, giving us provided us color commentary throughout the evening. I'd like to thank the opposing head coach as well, Dan Hill, for giving us all the information we needed as far as starters and pronunciations, etc. And anything else to add, Joe, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, Chad, we're really going to miss you next week. As you know, we're heading down to DeForest. That's going to be a non-conference game. Be a real interesting rematch. Menomonie beat DeForest in the playoffs. An amazing game here a couple years ago. I think Menomonie was down big and had a great second half to rally and move on in the playoffs. But I know you can't make it, and pretty excited, actually, Chad. I mean, not excited that you're not going to be there, but I was able to arrange for Grant Bills. Grant is a graduate from Menomonie High School. He graduated in 2016, and he's really made a career for himself in the radio business. He hosts the Wisco Sports Show that's broadcast really statewide every afternoon, and he's also now the producer for the Bill Michaels Show. Grant now lives down by the Madison area, and I reached out to him and asked him if he wanted to join on the broadcast next week. So it's going to be Grant Bills, Joe Zadowski. We're going to be missing Chad Zutter. So it'll be Grant and me, and Eric will be on the camera. We'll do the best that we can. These graphics aren't the easiest, Chad. I don't know if I'm be able to handle them without you, but we'll do our best.
Well, I'll tell you, for our first broadcast, I think it was a very successful broadcast. No, not a lot of technical difficulties, and I hope all the fans got to see the action they wanted with all the information that we provided. A big thanks again to all our sponsors, and thanks to everybody that tuned in. Until next week against Forest, we're signing off here. You've been watching Mustangs TV. Again, your final, the Menomonie Mustangs 21, Rice Lake Warriors 12.
I can count.
On West Wisconsin Credit Union.
Now, Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin. Read it.
Wisconsin's.
I can't say it like she can say it.
I lost my words.
Let me just say it in my head one time.
I struggle with this part.
Why is this so hard?
Hard to say, but easy to do business with. Wisconsin Credit Union.
Wisconsin Credit.
Sorry, we have to start all over.
Good material here.
Banking on